Welcome back to the Wardens of Wildwood, everyone. We will leave the numerical discussion behind us here and jump
Here's
back
my
into the
final
campaign.
argument.
Oh my goodness.
Despite all the guff about it, people still immigrate and try to travel here. That's why we're a melting pot, despite us having that different system. So
I'm
obviously
not
people
going to
like
attribute
it.
that to the number system. I'm gonna be honest.
It's part of it. They've escaped their own
It's-
country because they don't like the map.
It's my fault. I was talking about base 12 being superior to base 10, but we're here to play Pathfinder, so...
Fight.
Anyways.
Gary.
We need to fight monsters, not each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, on a 5-foot grid, which goes into 10 consistently, not 12.
Oh!
Not true. It goes into 15 as well.
Die.
And 20 and 30 and 100. See, there's multiples
Get out
of
of here,
5,
Sean.
not 10. It's multiples of 5, not 10. You can't say that.
That's why I said it went into 10, not that it was 10.
It also goes into 15.
Yeah, okay, but it doesn't go into 12. Not until
We
you
should
get up
change
to
our
like
system.
60.
We should change our math system to factors of 15.
Pathfinder!
That is awful. I will boot you. All
Go
right.
ahead, it's my last session here anyway.
Unfortunately, Sean cares about his weekend time, so this will be his last session playing with us. Everyone boo him.
Oh.
Boo.
Boo.
Anyway, time to
Like
kill his
burning
character
trees
for
too
emotional
much to try and
trauma.
protect them.
What is Sir Raffnus gonna do without Sean to coddle him like a baby?
Grow up.
Well, I'm sure you've got plenty of other party members who are going to do that while I'm gone.
All right. In our last session of Wardens, you all managed to successfully broker a peace between Ironbark and his copse of arboreal wardens, as well as the logging town of Marin's Mill, having taken down the twigjack threat that was causing them problems, and managing to convince the arboreals not to destroy the town, and the town to potentially actively seek out peace and reconciliation themselves. After returning to Corozal for a brief respite, about a week or so of time, one more prognostication rippled through the woods, setting you on the path of much further south, heading to a... doesn't really have a name. It's a logging camp, not particularly. It's more so trappers, hunters, fishers, making up a community that spans the banks of the Selen River, and led by a previous member of the lodge, Sigrid Yandavik, who has a mild secret in that she is a werebear. And with all the tensions that have been rising recently, following the disaster at the Greenwood Gala, she is concerned that during her transformation during this upcoming full moon, she might cause problems and do some things she would regret were she in full control of herself. So she had asked for the assistance of an old friend, an arboreal by the name of Rootgrasp, but unfortunately Rootgrasp was kept back at their copse due to something occurring, and sent out the call for aid that brought you all here to this small community instead. Spoke with Sigrid, spoke to some people around the area, started formulating a plan, trying to piece together if there was something else going on. I believe some of you concerned that something might be going on with Rootgrasp. But the first night of the full moon is upon us in just a small period of time. I do want to give you all the chance for one last bit of preparation, if there's any last things you would like to do before the night begins and you accompany Sigrid around as she does bear things and prevent her from causing problems.
No, I'm fine. I mean, I suspected the root grass, but everyone doesn't. No one agrees with me, so I just stand down and I will prepare to accompany the bear.
Oh, we were looking for root grass.
You were informed with Rootgrasp that they were at their copse, which is not near here. It wasn't that Rootgrasp was here and had left Sigrid, calling out for help. It was that Rootgrasp was going to leave their copse to come help Sigrid, but got held back. Yeah. And he does not really live directly around here, but he does visit semi-consistently. Anyone else with any last things you would like to get done? Any final preparations before this first night?
Let's protect a werebear.
No, Yosef and Zalik are ready to go.
Does this remind me of the Don't Escape series?
All right. Well, as a bit of a reminder of how this is going to work, being on Bear Watch here each night, this is effectively going to follow a victory point system. There are going to be a few complications that occur over the course of each night, and you are going to have a few rounds with which to resolve it before Sigrid notices something is up and intervenes. So, the more problems you can resolve before Sigrid notices, the better. But
Okay.
that is the case. So if you guys have any main strategies that you would like to set up in advance, or if you're just sort of following around, if you are scouting, seeking, investigating, whatever exploration activities you all are doing here at night, let's actually go ahead and set those.
All right. Let's see.
Well, honestly, like we don't really know where she's going to go, do we? We don't have. There isn't a set path or anything that she's going to follow. So
That's a great question. Is there a set path she's gonna follow?
She'll be a bear.
Okay.
right.
Most likely, this area would be what is considered her territory, and she will remain in it. But remember, this is the Verduran Forest. There are people that walk around with animals all the time, so it wouldn't be a strange sight for you all to just be walking around with Sigrid.
Yeah, exactly. I think I will just stick relatively close to her, and then maybe if I see something that catches my attention, I'll try to scout ahead. But I want to be relatively close because it's I wouldn't know where to scout, right? So I'll just stick close to her and scout ahead just a little.
Basically, just going to be searching as kind of a preventative thing, so before things escalate. So whether it's two people like maybe having an argument that hasn't escalated yet, or maybe seeing something that might occur into an accident. Basically, he's going to try and see like, okay, what can I prevent from happening before it happens?
Me and Isabel will be doing the same thing with our enormous speed.
Yosef and Zalik are going to be searching as well, but searching for things that approach her that don't seem to be part of the natural world. You know, like small animals, birds and such. If it's something bigger, like roughly shaped like a humanoid, then we're going to be looking for that.
So if people approach her.
Yeah.
Okay. A very roundabout way of saying that.
Raffinus and will ride Stumpy around just as a screening force, so to speak.
Okay. Then anyone who would like to here can go ahead and make their perception checks.
Roll the 2. No, I don't know what it is.
You don't know what
know,
you
right?
rolled.
I'm guessing a 2.
Do I get my long snout bonus, Jericho?
Yeah, I would say that scent could play a factor into this.
Wonder what Yusuf rolled.
Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, no. What is perception?
left side of your character sheet.
Yeah. No. I just because I didn't want to click on the initiative one. So
For a second, I thought you were getting existential. What is perception? What is
oh,
it?
sorry, it was supposed to be secret.
Yes, I'm sorry. That is going to be a wasted nat 20.
There we go. Then let me delete it.
Blind GM roll will ensure you cannot see it.
Here we
There's
go.
also a eyeball with a slash through it next to the perception roll that automatically does it for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Look at you, Sean, with the good tips. All right. As the group sets out to maintain their vigil, traveling around the night, the forest itself is relatively peaceful. As the sun sets down over the forest, the moon begins to rise. You all are away from the settlement itself already, out into the forest, and I imagine many of you have seen a were creature's transformation before. Maybe not directly due to the full moon, but simply that there are a number of them in the forest as is, and they can choose to transform into their various forms for other reasons. So, the process of Sigrid transforming into the bear only takes a few seconds and is almost over as soon as you realize it begins. Instead of a relatively burly female human, there is a large brown bear in her place that just begins wandering in the forest. Wandering up and down the riverbank. As you spend some time watching over her, she appears to be focused on normal ursine pursuits. So she spends some time foraging for food. She splashes in the river for some periods of time. She will scratch itches on her back using tree trunks. Just normal bear activities. At about...
It starts charging. I'm climbing a tree.
At about 11:30 p.m., Sigrid's nose twitches. Her head kind of turns in a direction suddenly, and she begins ambling off back in the general direction of the community.
Uh-oh.
Yosef, especially because of your long snout, you detect smoke on the wind.
I will inform everybody of that. And it's coming from the direction of the village.
The general direction of it.
Are we together or are we scattered?
I imagine you all, most of you said you were sort of around Sigrid, so I imagine you're sort of like keeping a perimeter almost around her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's just smoke, right? So I don't know. Could be nothing. So
Well, it looks like she's headed that way, but you're right.
yeah,
Literally
exactly. Can we? Maybe we should have asked her. Like, should we try to distract her somehow, to prevent her from moving, or should we scout ahead?
So during each event, you guys can attempt to distract her, which will give you another round to potentially resolve problems before she gets to them. However, doing that consistently will raise the DC. She may be a bear, but she's not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'll scout ahead, actually. Since I
Yeah.
can get there in front of everyone, probably.
I will scout ahead as well. I'm very
Yeah.
quick, and I'm okay in this terrain. So.
Just seeing
Jericho,
if I have something.
so she's in her pure bear form, not the hybrid form, correct?
Correct. Kevros and Bark, as the two of you dash ahead to sort of head in the direction that the smell of smoke is coming from, and make sure there's nothing actually awry, you end up coming across what appears to be a small campsite in a clearing in the forest. Nothing too major. There's a few tents that likely have people sleeping in them at the moment. There is a campfire in the middle of their tent, and even at a quick glance, you can tell it is pretty inexpertly built, and there's no one awake tending to it, and embers are beginning to overflow from it that could pretty easily spark a much greater fire if nothing is done about it.
All right. Can I try to make it into a better fire? Like,
Can you use magic to do it? Something? Aren't you a druid? Can you use
I'm pretty much focused on buffs and changing.
Got it.
Yeah.
I can also, everyone's asleep, yeah. So should we wake them up and just tell them what the, you guys, you're just about to die in a horrible way, or should we just try to fix the fire?
We fix it first, then piss them off. Because we don't know how long it's going to take the bear to get here.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I'll follow Sylvia and do the campfire.
Okay.
Maybe we should stealthily approach. Maybe we should approach stealthily, so that we don't wake them up and they don't think we're robbers.
I break out in courageous anthem.
I know how to resolve this. Music.
Probably sticking by the bear. Yeah. I wasn't scouting.
So Kevros and Bark, the two of you are attempting to sort of fix up the fire before it causes any problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to ask for a nature check, acrobatics from one of you and survival from the other, to sort of hide the traces that it was overflowing in the first place and also fix it up and make it a much cleaner fire.
My acrobatics is shit, so
I got it.
I'm good in survival. You? Oh, okay, cool. So I will just roll survival then.
Sure. Okay. The two of you begin cleaning it up. However, Bark, you realize there are far more embers than you had initially given it credit for there being. You managed to clear them up, but not nearly all of them in the initial amount of time that you were attempting to clear them up with.
It took longer than normal.
Well, effectively, your roll was a failure. So, thankfully, you can either hero point it. It also doesn't necessarily seem like Sigrid will arrive right now. You'll have maybe one more round if you wanted to try again.
But just a quick, like, in general, like, I also look at Sylvia, I'm like, do we really need to fix the embers? Like, as long as it's relatively safe and they're not going to burn anything, you can just kind of leave them there, or maybe not.
The embers will spread.
You guys will be well aware in general, I will also say, the bigger issue is the fact that it's an entirely unattended fire. Not just that it's overflowing, but the fact that there's no one awake to actually monitor it. That's the sort of thing that will probably send Sigrid into a frenzy.
Can't we just douse the fire? Sorry, like, I think now I fixed it and I'm really proud of my job, but after seeing how nice of a fireplace I just made, I'm like, we could have just dumped water on it.
Or dirt.
Yeah. Or dirt, yeah, and kind of solve the problem. I look at Sylvia to know what are we supposed
to... This might not immediately help the situation, but can I do just like a small performance so that way it's kind of like almost a indicator of how far away she is, since I'm close to her? Be like, hey, she's coming. The louder it gets, the closer she is.
Are you doing this just to keep the party apprised, or do you wish to try and distract Sigrid a bit and delay her arrival also?
don't think for this one we need a distraction because I think they're doing a good job kind of getting stuff prepped over there. So I'll hold off because I don't want to raise the DC yet. So I think it's just to keep them apprised.
Okay. Capros,
Unless we think we need the distraction.
wake one of them up so that it doesn't look like they were being slap hazard when Sigurd gets here.
Okay.
I'll focus on containing the fire to make sure it doesn't hurt anything.
Sure.
The embers.
I wake one of them up.
All right. So another round of skill checks here. Bark, I'm going to need another acrobatics check from you. Or survival. The DC will be slightly higher this time.
I'll use it here.
Kevros, if you are trying to wake someone up and convince them to quickly go along with this charade to watch over the fire, I'm going to need deception, diplomacy, or intimidation from you. To sort of quickly get them to play along as you wake them up. Otherwise, they might freak out by the fact that they are being woken up by a stranger in the middle of the night.
Yeah, of course. I'm really bad at all of those things. You said deception, intimidation, or diplomacy?
Yes. Any of the charisma-based skills.
Yeah, I got a +0 to all of them, so I doubt that in Pathfinder it will get me anywhere.
Do you want to call Seraphinus over so he can try? He has good charisma stuff.
That could be a good idea, actually. Are you far away?
I was back with Sigrid.
Well, we were talking about Seraphinus, not you, Joseph.
Oh, sorry.
Isn't Seraphinus with us as well?
I believe so.
Is he scouting?
Well, yes, but I mean, I can get there very quickly on Stumpy, is the thing.
We're effectively in
Okay,
rounds.
I'll try to...
So if you're doing that, if you're calling Seraphinus over, then you're probably going to want to try and distract Sigrid.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to distract her. I've got good deception.
I honestly, I think we should just... Are we close to the river?
Not that you could get enough water to douse it or wake people up in a quick period of time before Sigrid arrives.
Well, I assume I have a water skin with water in it.
Sure.
Would that be enough to plus dirt to just douse the fire?
You could try, but again, at this point, Burke, by the way, don't forget to get your hero point back for that roll. If you do so, you're not going to have the time here to wake anyone up. So, you guys only sent 2 people forward here. It may be best for future events to have at least the large majority of the group work on these things, because you don't have a lot of time if you are just mostly waiting for Sigrid to begin detecting them.
Well, I think if we diversified the skill set to have people go forward, that could work. Like for any duplicate skills, we could have them hang by with Sigrid. But in here, we're missing charisma-based skills, and the acrobatics we're not missing. We just had bad rolls.
So I will say it differently. If we're going off of how the book is written for the most part, each of these complications requires around 6 victory points to successfully prevent Sigrid from causing problems. With only 2 people, most of them.
Oh shit.
So with only 2 people at the complication, you will definitely not be able to resolve it before Sigrid arrives.
Okay.
Can we...
I'll distract her.
I know it's really late, but can we say that Seraphinus was with the forward group in that case?
I'm going to say you don't get a roll for the first round, but you did mention that you were doing rounds. So you can go ahead and make a roll for this second round if you would like.
And by the way, if I want to douse the fire with water and dirt, what am I supposed to roll?
At this point, I'm going to ask for a survival check again, or acrobatics. The DC is a bit higher if you're doing survival, though, because you've already done that once.
Oh, okay. Well, then, okay, so if it works, if it counts that Seraphinus is here, I just very quickly said, Seraphinus, please, use your knightly skills to wake one of these lazy-ass up and to tend to the fire. This is in breach of the law. And...
Or like common sense.
Common sense is definitely what it's missing.
Wake up! You have an untended fire burning! It's going to spread!
What the blazes? Who are you?
Why is nobody tending your fire?
Put the fire out.
Clearly you
I
didn't.
see. Why is there a tiny plant hovering over my head?
I'm called a lashing. You should know what a lashing is. You live in the Verduran Forest.
Also, he's a knight.
Look, just can you get up and make it look like you've been tending to this fire, please? It's important.
He'll like get up and sort of stumble out of the tent. He's like still in his small clothes, rubbing sleep from his eyes. It'll be a hard sell, but possible.
We still need a distraction or no?
Kevros, are you attempting up a roll to put out the fire?
Is there any other activity that I might try? Not really, right? Like, I already fixed the fireplace as best as I could.
Yeah, you could help with the deception of making it look like this guy has been awake for a while and tending to the fire.
Yeah, but I count that as, because my deception is pretty bad. But what I can do is, the fire... Did I fix the fireplace, by the way?
You made it look nicer.
Okay.
You prevented it from overflowing any further in the short term. Bark sort of failed to get all of the embers that had spilled over back in.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then, I'll try to douse, not really the main fire, I'll try to douse all the embers that are around as quickly as I can. Is that survival roll? What
Sure.
is that?
Yeah, survival or acrobatics.
Survival, absolutely. Why don't we have control flames, guys? Yeah, that's,
Because I'm a piece of wood.
that's true. There's too many of them, guys. There's too many. They are in the trees.
I'm still waiting on an answer. Do we want a distraction or no?
Maybe I have a
Yes,
hero point,
please,
though.
please distract her.
I have a hero point. Wait, sorry. I forgot about those things. Let's re-roll it.
Too late. I'm not
There we
waiting
go.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll with the hero point, though. Because I forgot about them.
Yeah, but we still need a distraction.
Still a failure.
Oh wait, I forget. Is deception supposed to be blind?
It should be blind. Please.
Damn.
And Kevros, you can grab that hero point back, since rushing to do it is unfortunately not going to be enough to resolve the issue.
Right.
The water kind of spills a little bit, doesn't get all over the fire. Trying to grab dirt to smother the surrounding embers, it's not going as quickly as you thought you would be able to accomplish it.
Yeah.
Just our Christmas stuff was out in the open.
Just a quick DM question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use more than one hero point on the same roll?
You cannot. Using a hero point provides or applies the fortune trait to the roll, and you can only ever have one fortune trait on a roll. So once a roll has been re-rolled, it cannot be re-rolled any further, even through other abilities.
Okay.
Which is similar if you have an ability that lets you re-roll something and you re-roll it, you can't then use a hero point to re-roll it again.
Got it. Thanks.
Question, is this because it's a distraction or is this because it's deception that it has to be hidden? Because I thought charisma stuff was out in the open.
This would be mostly because it is deception, and I just tend to keep deception checks blind. Thankfully, the DC starts pretty low to distract her the first few times. Loud
17.
noises, food, it is pretty easy to just distract a bear. How long that'll last over the course of multiple nights remains to be seen, but for now, you managed to buy the party a little bit more time.
I didn't get a 17 though.
I will tell you this, your first roll was not a critical success.
I know, but I was still happy about it.
You still rolled quite well, if it makes you feel better.
A little bit.
You just wanted to see the roll so you could know you rolled well.
Should we maybe for this one, but also for the next challenges, try keep a tally of successes, because we had, so we know when it's more or less over. Get an idea.
I assume Jericho is doing that.
I am.
Oh, okay.
And I will let you guys know when you have effectively resolved an
You
objective in the complication. So
Our
right
one's
now the
brother is
fire is still burning, and while you've woken a guy to watch the fire, he's still rubbing sleep from his eyes. At this point, you've got a decision to make, I would say. You can go for this ruse on Sigrid here. Try and make this guy look more awake and presentable, and try and make the fire even more clear, or douse it entirely. Or you could focus on waking these people up and getting them to evacuate at this point. Because if Sigrid arrives, which she will in a couple moments, and isn't deceived by your tricks and your attempts, then she's probably going to cause some destruction.
Did I buy a round or?
You bought one round for the party, Sean.
Okay.
And you can only do that once per complication.
Right.
Okay. So I guess in that case, can Seraphinus roll intimidation to try and get this guy fully awake while, I don't know, Barkpine and Kevros try to clear up the embers? And I don't know what Yosef is doing.
I'm still back with Sean. I haven't really found anything I could do.
Can you try distraction with your deception?
Distractions can be done once per complication. Not once per person per complication, just
But
once per
total.
complication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is once per complication. One player character can attempt a deception check.
And I'm untrained in deception, so that's probably not the best idea.
Well, that changes things. Can Yosef get here quick enough to provide a problem-solving roll?
Yosef, do you think, as Sean was distracting Sigrid, that you would have rushed forward to try and assist the group?
Well, he trusts Sean to be very capable in anything he attempts. And seeing
Don't
that
lie to
he
me.
was of no use, he probably would have gone up to the rest of the group.
Okay.
With the rest
Then
of the group.
you would have spent round 2 arriving with the rest of the group. You will be here for round 3 to attempt things as well.
Okay.
You know, maybe that's how. Maybe we should just have everyone except Sean, because I think I have the best deception in the party. So maybe I should just stay here for the distraction. Everyone else goes forward to these problems.
But the destruction has already been done, so we can't attempt it again.
No,
So-
we
I know.
can't
I'm saying like
attempt
for future problems,
Oh yes, yes, of course.
it. Okay.
because I'm literally all charisma. I have nothing else. This is all I do.
Yeah, no, I have useless skills for when it comes to like dealing with fires. I have survival and nature, and that's kind of it.
I don't. I've
Well,
trained
do-
survival.
I
That's it.
splash some water. I splash some water on the guy's face, telling him to wake the fuck up. While
So you guys
Seraphinus
need a total of
intimidates
3
him.
successes in either dealing with the fire or dealing with the trapper. So far, you've got 1 success on each. You need 2 successes on one, 3 on the other, to successfully guarantee that Sigrid isn't going to react. If you only have 4 successes total, there's gonna be a save for Sigrid to see if she notices. And if you get 3 or fewer successes total, then that's just an auto fail on resolving this complication.
So for dousing the fire, what skill is used again?
Acrobatics or survival. Survival has already been successfully done, so attempting it further will require a higher DC on it. Seraphinus, you used diplomacy already for working with the trapper, so deception or intimidation would be required to not have an increased DC on any further rolls.
Okay, so my intimidation is 14, my acrobatics is 11. What do you guys think?
Go for acrobatics because my acrobatics is 8.
Okay. Then I'll go with the acrobatics check.
Okay.
And this can be public, correct, Jericho?
Yes. Seraphinus working to scare this guy more awake. Yosef, that is a failure on the acrobatics check.
Okay.
Are
I'm
we
gonna
on
hero
the
point
third
it.
round?
We are on the third round.
Okay, so I can.
Yep, you and Kevros each have another attempt.
Oh!
Yosef. Acrobatics
Damn
proving
it.
to be the bane of your guys' existence.
By the way, does the DC for a specific skill increase even on a fail?
No, only once it has been used successfully. Bark,
Okay.
that is an exact success on your acrobatics check here. So, Kevros, this is going to fall to you. You can either work with Seraphinus to attempt to perfect this deception, which rolling deception would have the lowest DC at this point, most likely, or you can attempt to, at this point, really try and clear up the smell of the fire almost, and the amount of smoke in the air that belies it was bigger and more uncontrolled than it is now. The party has a total of 4 successes. You're the last person to have an action here.
No, I don't want responsibilities.
Too bad.
Why?
This is a party-based game.
Sorry?
You gotta be responsible.
No, I don't want to. Should I be survival? Should it be survival or nature to,
Survival.
Well, okay, sure. I guess it's the only thing that's is the highest I have. So I guess. Well, yeah. Wish me good luck. I start waving my hands like a madman on crack, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I clearly didn't take enough crack for that to be. Can I use a hero point?
Of course you can. Yeah.
I switched to cocaine.
And I will just tell you this, since you're using a hero point, you're searching for DC 20 right now. So
Okay.
you need a 10 on the die.
Yeah, I know, but
Actually, a little higher than 50.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
That looks to be above a 10 to me.
It is. Yeah. It is.
So panicking and rushing a little bit between all of you.
I can use my cloak like Dracula in the movie to move the smoke away.
Panicking, realizing that Sigrid was a lot closer to this than you initially thought when you first arrived, and not having nearly as much time. Seraphinus, you focus on waking up one of these trappers, getting him to look fully awake and as if he's tending to the fire, as Yosef, Bark, and Kevros, the three of you, focus on cleaning up the fire, blowing away some of the extra smoke, putting out the embers that have surrounded it. And you finish just in time for Sigrid, who had been distracted momentarily by Sean, to arrive at sort of the outskirts of the camp, sort of snuffling and looking at the campfire, the tents for a moment, sees the person currently sitting awake who looks terrified, white as a sheet right now, before seemingly harumphing to herself and turning away from the camp and beginning to wander back into the forest.
Ugh.
Such a nice fire you have here.
It was
So skillful.
Not to sound rude or anything, are you sure it wasn't put out when we got here?
It was burning. The embers were spread far.
Swear on her ass still that we put that out before going to bed.
Well, you didn't.
Wait,
Just accept
no.
it.
Listen, but I mean, perhaps maybe, yes, they didn't fully put out the embers, but what if somebody came after and There's Fae in these forests. There's trickster Fae in these forests.
Oh, someone
Perhaps.
trying to stir things up wouldn't be new.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have time to investigate this campsite.
No,
Look,
we don't.
there she goes now.
Oh crap! Let's get after her.
Yeah, let's follow.
You're just playing music so that that party doesn't lose track of her, because I'm still with her.
Sean
You
just
just-
I'm
wandering
basically a
away.
bell. I'm the bell on the top of the beast, so you know where she is.
Yeah. We leave the guy. We just tell him to stay up, to stay awake, or really put out the fire, and then we go after
Yeah.
the bear.
No one in the party has lied to me, by the way, right?
I don't.
What?
Oh, no.
I never take it because I don't know how it works.
Basically, instead of you being like, you can still, when you have lied to me, you can still sense motive on someone else, but it also makes me have to roll an actual deception check for anyone who's any NPC who's attempting to lie to you. I can't just hope you guys forget to sense motive.
Oh, okay.
But
And is that an action that I can do?
if you want to sense motive, yeah, it's a single action. It is perception check to effectively see if the person is being truthful.
Sure. It doesn't cost. I don't risk getting late, or I can just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it supposed to be blind?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, yeah, this hunter's being open and honest with you. He
okay.
seems to truly believe that they had put the fire out before going to bed for the night.
Okay. Well, now we have bigger issues to deal with, so.
Yeah. At the same time, you're not sure how smart or how much credit you would really give to these people in the first place, considering they are in the middle of the forest and they don't have anyone on watch at night. As quote-unquote safe as it normally is, that is not what you would probably consider a smart decision.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
trust him.
I don't. Yeah. Maybe I don't see he's lying, but I don't really pay attention to. It's like,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I just
whatever.
think he's lying.
Yeah, whatever you say, and I
What,
just
Bart?
leave and follow the.
Were you just assuming that he was lying, Bark?
Yep.
Fair enough. You are always welcome to make whatever assumptions you would like. I will
Yep.
never stop you. All right. As you manage to successfully prevent any fire-related accidents here, the night continues. As you all... Are you taking turns, sort of like grabbing rests while you do this, or are you guys just going to assume that you're like resting fully during the day in between these nights?
Well, we didn't really do anything during the day, so.
Yeah, I figured I would rest during the day. And then...
Okay. So that way you guys could remain fully awake and alert all night without any issue.
Yeah.
Makes sense
By
to
the
me.
way, how dark is it?
Very. It is a full moon, and there aren't too many clouds in the sky. However, the tree cover is still quite prevalent in this part of the forest whenever you guys really aren't on the banks of the river proper. So when you're by the river, you've got more than enough light to see by, but when you're within the tree line, it's much, much darker.
Yeah, but no. But what I just want to say is, I actually, you all have dark vision, yes?
I don't, but I have light.
I do.
Yeah, I have my alicorn lance to shine light.
Kavros offhandedly tells you all that he can just see in the darkness perfectly well.
Yeah.
Even better than dark vision. So
Yosef has
he
low
fucking
light
do?
vision. Yosef needs the light. He has low light vision. He doesn't have dark vision.
Okay.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I can scout ahead with the bear because I literally need no light. I can see in pitch black darkness.
Each night I'll put a light on Sigrid so that we know where she is, and then I'll put lights
That's
on
actually
anyone
a
else.
very good idea.
Yeah.
That probably
She
causes
probably
her to
will
be
not.
distracted for a brief period of time early into each night as she swats a couple times at this floating light, unable to get rid of it before just sort of resigning herself to being followed by it.
So could I have that as an auto distract later on or something?
No.
Damn. You can change the color, make it dance around.
That
Plus,
Okay,
the
okay.
idea is that each person
go.
gets a specific color, so I know who's who.
Oh, that's cool. Like in a WoW raiding, the World of Warcraft raiding.
I have
The
no idea.
diamond
I've never played.
tanks.
All right. Well, as the night wears on, I'm going to ask for one more perception check from everyone to pay attention for any further complications that will occur tonight.
And it's... quick question, Jericho. So, if I say that I am tracking Sigrid, would I get the bonuses given by hunted prey, for example, in my perception check? No.
No.
Okay, cool. I tried. Let's go.
So, Raphanus, are you going to roll, or are you specifically engaging in the scout activity?
Yeah, I'll be specifically engaged in this scout activity.
Okay. That's probably a pretty good thing to be doing.
Yeah. To at least have one person.
Well, that scouting ahead here, Seraphinus, is definitely going to come in useful at around 2 in the morning or so. When you hear the barking of dogs relatively close by. You can see a light through the trees that denotes a low fire at this point of night as well. But more specifically, you can hear the barking of dogs from there. And it's very similar to dogs who have caught something scent.
Hunting dogs.
Sounds very likely.
Oh dear. Is hunting allowed in this part of the Verduran Forest?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It's kept watch over. People have to be ensured it's not done excessively, but deer hunters and other prey does absolutely occur. You always run the risk as a hunter of, trying to hunt an awakened animal, and that's going to cause some problems, but regular animal hunting, while definitely frowned upon as long as it's done in moderation, it is acceptable.
I mean, man gotta eat. Maybe we should, maybe we should check it out and make sure the guy is not a poacher or worse.
So, Seraphinus, because you were scouting and the party got a good perception check in there, you guys have 3 rounds here to attempt to preemptively resolve this before anything happens.
Nice.
You can hear the barking of dogs. You can probably imagine that they've probably picked up something scent, and the closest thing that would have a scent that might send them into a frenzy would be your friendly bear in your group.
Okay.
Rush ahead.
Well, then, to be honest, they're not very good hunting dogs if they pick up the scent of a bear. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk to the hunter.
Do we see or hear any hunters, or do we just hear the hunting dogs?
But I don't expect the hunter to be making noises. It's probably stealthing around on purpose. But maybe if we find the dogs, we find the hunter.
Seraphinus, can you give me a blind perception check at this point, please?
Sure thing.
You don't hear any people at the moment. Whether you just don't hear them or they're not actually talking, you're not entirely sure. There is another sound that begins to drown out what other potential noise might be, though, as the barking of the dogs is beginning to grow louder, and you can hear some things rushing through the undergrowth in your direction.
Uh-oh. Do we want to have Sean stay behind and then the four of us go forward?
That's the
Yeah.
idea.
He can distract the bear. Yeah, let's go ahead and meet the,
And
the
I
dog.
And I would already have light on anyone who doesn't have dark vision at this point, as part of our preparation.
Sure.
Okay, so that'll be me.
This light lasts until my next daily preparation, so there's no time limit on it.
Okay, as you all begin heading forward to rendezvous with Sir Raphanus, you can hear the dogs moving in your direction, rushing as they seem to have caught a scent. They're sprinting in your direction, barking furiously. It is up to you. Mostly things like nature or intimidation would be good for trying to get them to back down and potentially return back to wherever they're coming from. Does anyone have animal empathy or a similar feat that allows communication with animals?
Yep.
You do? That's going to give you a circumstance bonus to any of your rolls to attempt this, Sylvia.
Awesome.
Since they can much more easily understand you.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to
Now
speak to them and tell them, go away.
Now we only get one try at intimidating these dogs, correct, Jericho?
No. Once you guys succeed with any requisite check, the DC to try that check again is going to increase.
Okay.
So, nature and intimidation are both at their base DC right now.
Who has? So I have. So my I don't think I'm the best at anything, honestly, but my nature is 12. If that helps anyone, I don't think.
Mine is 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So maybe you can do like command an animal or something like that. I don't know if a specific action actually does anything, but
What's everybody's intimidation? Because mine's 14.
15.
Ah.
oh, okay. Then maybe Seraphanos, you should try and intimidate those dogs and put them in their tracks.
I'll go ahead and give it a shot.
Yep, and I'll use nature to get them to stop hunting the bear.
Okay, and you get a +2 circumstance bonus. Bark.
I have a wand of speak with animals that I can cast on you, Seraphanus.
Ooh.
Do we have the time to do that, Mr. GM?
You would effectively be able to activate it this first round. You guys, again, because you were scouting ahead and there was a good perception roll, you have 3 rounds to potentially resolve this, so...
Okay.
Maybe speak with animals would be better on whoever tries nature to convince the dogs to forgo their prey.
Bark Pine can already speak with animals.
Okay. Cool.
Makes it a bit easier.
So should I take the +2 bonus now or starting from the second round?
Starting from the second round.
Okay, cool.
It is being activated at the same time that you are intimidating.
Sure.
But it's also a-okay, you're going to crit succeed.
Boo! Run away, doggies! Boo!
The Speak with Animal spell sort of activates right on the tail end as you're doing this intimidation. Bark's talking at the dogs, and both of you can understand them as their barks are less so them barking and more just, you know, the what is it, seagulls from Finding Nemo, where they're just yelling mine over each other constantly.
Yeah.
It's that, but they're yelling bear. Bear, 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 bear.
Oh,
And they
no,
all
that
go
would've been really
silent
bad.
as the two of you step forward. Whoa! You aren't bears!
No.
No, but we know where the bear is, and the
You
bear
do?
is very, very scary. It will hurt you. It would kill you. You do not want to go to the bear.
We're too fast. They'll start running around in circles. Bear can't catch us!
It's adorable.
Bear's even faster.
No.
It is an extra bear.
Extra bear. What's that?
Yes. It's a bear that's even scarier and bigger and faster and smarter.
Bears aren't smart. No.
This one is.
Not like us. We're smart. We can smell bear. Bear doesn't smell us.
Oh, yes, you are. You're very smart dogs, which is why very smart dogs know not to mess with a bear.
Why?
Because
Why?
You'll get hurt, and dogs don't want to get hurt. Where is your
fast.
where's your pack leader?
Huh?
The person who
Back there.
tells you what to hunt. Back there?
Back
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna go talk to your pack leader because I think this is a lost cause with you.
Why? We'll follow.
Good, yes, follow.
As you begin heading in the direction of the campsite, you've probably noticed, especially Kevros at least, because you weren't really doing a role here, that the sound of crashing through the undergrowth didn't stop.
Okay.
And at this point, sort of relatively young-looking, perhaps what you would consider teenage years for an elf, sort of comes tumbling out of the woods with a torch in his hand. It's not glowing with fire, though. It very clearly has a light cantrip cast on the top of it as well. Oh. I caught up with that, okay. Sorry about that. I hope these ones didn't cause you too much trouble.
Not really. But trouble is coming.
What's that mean?
Sir Raffins, could you explain? You're
Okay,
better
so
at it.
okay, quick question. Do people know that she's a werebear? Is this common knowledge?
No, she has kept that a secret.
Okay. Then, yeah, Sir Raffnus will explain. Listen, this bear she's a very special bear that cannot be messed with. She's very important. We're kind of just escorting her while she does her bear things. I understand that you're out for a hunt, but you cannot attempt to hunt this bear. You must call your dogs off, go find another bear to hunt. There's plenty of normal bears in the forest that you can hunt without issue. But not this one.
I wasn't trying to hunt a bear in the first place.
Oh, well, perfect. Then,
Special bear.
It's
Member of a lodge or something?
It's complicated.
They are?
Yes, I remember. Yeah, it's it's a druid thing, and yes, you cannot touch that bear.
So,
No
now,
worries. I was trying to catch up to these ones, prevent them from attacking.
Yeah, that's good. We managed to get them under control.
Thank you for
just
that.
go ahead and take them. Somewhere else for now. Maybe actually avoid hunting in this part of the forest for a few nights if possible.
What were you hunting?
Deer?
Ah,
Just out and about, seeing if we could find any. Weren't in the midst of tracking any, just seeing if we could find some. But love these little ones, but don't much take to collars and leashes, so typically they're pretty good. I wasn't really sure why they got so riled up. Special bear, that checks out, I suppose, though. Come on, you lot, let's get back to bed. Thank you for stopping them. Come on. And he will begin herding the dogs back towards their campsite.
That's
Great.
good. Oh, and tend to the fire, good sir.
Why do you think I was awake?
Yeah, no, just not
I'm
everyone is
not
as
irresponsible.
attentive as you. Cool. Good. Been a pleasure.
He's probably so confused right now.
Tired, it seemed like. Didn't seem like the most athletic individual for being on a hunt. So. But this was an issue that was resolved mighty quick without Sigrid being attacked by angry dogs. So, well done there. And thankfully from there, nothing else will happen for the remainder of the night. You all are free to head back to camp as Sigrid transforms back into her human form. And thank you for that. Seems like night one went pretty well. Unless there's something that happened I'm not aware of.
Oh no, nothing.
Bark, your sarcasm's coming through again.
Oh, sorry.
Is there something I need to be aware of?
Nothing important.
Quick question, Kevros, did you figure out if the guy at the campfire was lying to us or not about putting out the campfire?
He seemed honest, but I honestly was more concerned with the bear at the time.
Yeah.
We might want to keep an eye out for those things anyway.
Yeah. So Seraphinus is gonna ask her, by chance, do you know, are there like trickster fae? I mean, I know there's the Verduran Forest and there's fae all over the place, but do you happen to know if there are any particular trickster fae around here? Maybe some that are a bit pyromaniacal?
First off, not really any that remain in this area most of the time. Most of them prefer their own enclaves around the forest, but not to say there aren't any nomadic ones. But pyromaniacal ones, absolutely not.
Okay.
Most fae live in this forest just the same as us, and they know to take care of the place.
Well, that puts some of my suspicions to rest then. Thank you very much.
Well, let's head back, get some food in us, and rest up for the day. I'm quite tired myself at this point. I imagine you all are pretty exhausted too.
Oh, absolutely.
Jericho, quick question.
Mhm.
Were creatures, are they common in the Verduran Forest? Like Yosis from Bellis would
They would be more uncommon than rare at this point, but they're not necessarily common.
Okay, but they're not seen as like outcasts.
To people from outside the forest, there would definitely... sorry, before I talk, give me a recall knowledge roll.
Okay.
I have dice for a reason. Damned if I'm not going to use them.
I gotta make sure I'm on Yosef.
Once he's done with that, can I make a roll to see if I can maybe recruit some of the nearby fae to act as alerts? Like, tell us if there's something weird going on ahead of time?
You can certainly try, yeah.
Are you sure you want to involve the fae in this? Our last meeting, encounter with them wasn't exactly friendly.
Oh, those were fanatics. Those fae are just mischievous at best.
Would you call them fanatics? Yosef.
Yes.
There were not any real were creatures up and around Bellis that you were aware of. There was... Bellis is on the edge of the forest for the most part, and gets a lot of people coming in pretty frequently. It's a big lumber camp. Because of the city's nature, who lives there, the people there still maintain a pretty healthy suspicion and fear towards were creatures specifically. They're sort of viewed as people. They have something to hide, is what is believed. There weren't any people that you were aware of that came out and claimed to be were creatures, which sort of fueled superstition a little bit in a number of people. Awakened animals, which are a lot more prevalent here in the forest, aren't viewed with that same sort of suspicion simply because it is a common sight, people are used to them. But that sort of superstitious fear that your neighbor could transform into a monster in the middle of the night and kill you definitely remains within most people's hearts, at least where you're from.
Okay.
Sean, you were saying after you all rest up for the early part of the day and sort of have the afternoon to do anything you would like before accompanying Sigrid again, you wish to see if you can recruit some local Fae?
Yeah, I'm kind of falling back on the Fae friend background a little bit just to see if there's anyone willing to lend a hand as a scout.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that diplomacy check then.
Private or public?
Public. Heading out into the forest for a period of time around the community, you talk to a number of some of the more common Fae, some dryads, some sprites. Tonight is the Lucky Night, which is a local folk holiday, so there are going to be a lot more Fae out in full force celebrating and paying attention. Many of them agree to help keep an eye out. Whether they actually will or not because of the celebration is really up in the air, but at least you get their agreement to help.
If they see something, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Other than casting light on our low light people.
You guys do have a period of time between resting that it is, mid to late afternoon into evening before night. So if there's anything you would like to do during that time, you guys are more than welcome to here. And you may go ahead and take a long rest to get all your resources back.
Yeah, well, of course, the long rest, but we didn't really spend any resources. At least I didn't.
No.
Question, if I cast sleep on Secret as she's a bear, will she attack me?
Are you asking her about that or just asking me?
I'm asking you because I don't think she would know.
Fair.
Oh, she might. She might know. I don't know how semi-conscious is she as a bear.
From what? Give me a recall knowledge roll.
Just remember that sleep is an incapacitation spell, and
I know
Sigrid
it's a low chance if she rolls a 1 or something.
From what you're aware of when it comes to were creatures, normally they remain in control of themselves when they transform willingly. When they transform due to the moon, they become a lot more passengers. They're present, they're sort of watching. It's like watching a movie through the eyes of themselves. So they can see what's going on, but they don't really have much influence over it.
Okay. In that case, it's a question for you. I don't know if sleep will cause her to
You
attack.
are not certain. She already recommended against attempting to restrict her in any meaningful way. But that's not to say you cannot try it.
Honestly, the more this thing goes on, the more I think the best solution would have been to just grab a very big iron cage and put her inside of it. But
you could probably get out of it.
Of an iron cage?
Bears are strong.
Bears are very strong.
I don't think that would end well, even if it could.
Yeah, that would definitely be the sort of thing that gets you all attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as the cage doesn't break, then we're golden.
Yeah, but
if you want to
as
bet
long
your
as-
safety on that,
Yeah.
I will cast invisibility on myself and leave you. I'm just gonna let you know if we do that.
and that's why Sean left the party, everyone.
because we caged a bear.
Yeah.
This
Well,
bear specifically.
cool. So.
Sean does not condone bear bondage.
Only when they consent.
Werebear bond. Specifically. This is a regular bear, I wouldn't care.
Oh, okay. Regular
Yeah,
bears
we
don't
only
have
care-
rights to you, Sean. Is that it?
We just care about
Not
sentient
really.
bears.
Hey,
I mean, I don't condone abuse, but I don't really
Sh-
care as much.
Sean, are bears a race?
Oh!
Hmm.
Jaws bear
Good question. Let me consult this new book that I got. It had a great dwarven author.
I think it was on the subject of ghouls, for the most part.
Ghouls aren't
Oh, she's
people.
got a lot of side notes on other races.
Oh, does she? What sort of other hot takes are in there? I'd like to hear them from the author's mouth if I could.
Sure, go ahead.
Any other preparations or things people would like to do before the second night of fun begins?
I would buy some honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I would buy some, and so that if we need to distract her, we will have a distraction grenade.
Yosef and Zalek are cool as cucumbers and ready to go.
Yeah. How expensive is the honey, by the way?
Actually,
A couple copper pieces. We'll say 4 copper. It's honey.
bears are mammals, and there's different kinds of bears. So yeah, I would say bears are a race.
There we go.
All right.
I got honey.
Well, if there is nothing else be done in preparation, then we can go ahead and just begin the second night, the lucky night, a celebration of Desna and the stars, asking favors of the deity, as many people are out and about along the riverbanks celebrating. Children are out and about, running around. This is definitely going to be a much more challenging night, most likely, with some of the issues that'll crop up. So things to be aware of.
I wish we could have, partaken in the festivities instead of babysitting a bear.
Hey, if you want to, you can, Gavros. No one's stopping you.
No, I have a duty to uphold. So
Yeah, come
my
on.
employer wouldn't be happy about it.
Are we getting paid?
I am.
No compensation was ever mentioned. So,
It's the
Yeah.
friends we made along the way.
yeah.
We're doing this for the good of the forest.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what employer? I thought we were volunteers.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You might say, I'm a volunteer. I'm a volunteer with incentive.
You guys are networking. That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Love
I
it.
feel like your country would be part of a pyramid scheme.
I am a subsidized volunteer.
This campaign is just extolling the benefits of volunteering. Volunteering is great, people. Go do it. I love volunteering.
Bloody commie.
I'm sorry, I'm a good person.
No, volunteering is cool. I do it too, but
Anyways, as the festivities commence and you all begin night 2 of Bear Watch, is at least one person in the party specifically scouting?
Yes, you're right. Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking I can scout ahead because I don't know who's faster, honestly, but I can move really quickly.
I will let you know when it comes to scouting, speed means nothing. I just
Okay,
need to know
so-
if at least one person is scouting.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Okay, then I guess anyone can scout. The only other advantage I could think of is I can see in darkness without the need of a light. And my perception is 12.
Ooh, I have an idea if it comes down to it.
That's never a good sign.
Okay.
Bark, what's your perception?
It's 14.
You can always check on the party
It's the
sheet, by
highest.
the way. Zalik has the lowest perception, but I don't know if he can. But the rest of us have 12, and Bark has 14.
It's that wisdom.
Wisdom.
So instead of asking everyone to roll perception here, because Seraphinus or Kevros is scouting, I am simply going to ask for a single perception be made by the person with the highest modifier, which is you, Bark.
Okay.
And this is to see if you can get an extra round on any complications that occur.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think with that roll, I think that's good enough, absolutely. Yeah. As for the first time, relatively early in the evening, Sigrid heads down towards the river to splash about for a bit, maybe do some fishing. You're not entirely sure what her plans are, but there comes the issue that a bear is heading to the riverbank when there are multiple people out celebrating, and is that... Oh goodness, that is what you think that is. That is a bunch of children running around with fireworks, setting off sparks. That is not a good sign.
Oh no!
Oh, crap!
Especially considering they are running up and down the riverbank in the bear's exact path.
Fuck!
Now, fireworks banned?
It's more so
part of this
that
might not
these are unsupervised children, and from what you can see at a glance, they're children. They have a complete disregard for fire safety. So these are like sparklers and fireworks that are letting off small flames and sparks all around. They're not doing anything to protect it.
They are close to the water.
Somewhat, yeah. You could go push them in. I won't stop you.
A question. Is just the people scouting see this, or do we all notice?
I effectively consider the scouting and perception check is them noting this and reporting to the group. So you all have 3 rounds to try and stop the children.
We need to do something. Yeah, we need to do something about the children.
Or you can let the bear have its way with the children.
No.
That sounded wrong.
No, we're not doing that.
But do we need to stop the children, or do we just need to make sure that they're supervised? Because
Well, the fireworks are going to draw the bear's attention, and the bear's most likely not going to like the fireworks.
Yeah. We need to get the children.
It's a festival. I'm pretty sure they're not the only ones with fireworks.
If you could convince them to leave the area, that might do it.
I'm thinking maybe we can convince the children, like, to play. Well, convince the children to play something else. I don't know.
I've got an idea, Jericho. How many of these kids could fit on Zalik's back if he was large?
Yes.
You're just gonna scare the shit out of them.
Carry bulk? God, you're making me fucking research shit again. Why do you do this to me?
Presuming that would children be tiny or small?
Small.
Okay.
They're halfling sized. They're you-sized,
would only be like
Seraphinus.
Tiny would only be like sprites or pixies.
Yeah.
These children are not that minuscule.
Yeah, they're not infants.
If we don't want to complicate things, I can just go over there and see if I can convince them. I've got good diplomacy.
My idea was to basically go up to him and say, "Hey, it's getting kind of late and dangerous. Instead of playing with your fireworks here, how about you all get a ride on a giant talking rat to a safer area where you can continue playing?"
I would leave out the term safe because they're kids. They're not going to want safe.
Yosef, I want you to think.
Don't mention that it's dangerous. Just say, go
Yosef,
on the rat.
Hey, look, giant rat. Who wants to ride it?
Yeah.
Do any of you
Anyway,
realistically think if you were a child, like realistically a child, and someone came up to you and said, "Hey, you want to take a ride on my massive rat?" You would say yes?
Yes,
I would.
I would.
Yeah, probably.
would-
I have
What do you
words to
put?
share with your parents.
Okay.
They-
Call
They
it a
weren't very
giant.
good.
Call it a dinosaur instead. Kids love dinosaurs, and Zalek kind of
And
looks
say-
like a dinosaur.
Yeah, he
I have
does.
an idea. I have an idea.
What?
Can we cast sleep on the children?
They are
Shouldn't be-
lower level than you, admittedly.
They're children. That should be pretty easy. Cast sleep
Yes.
on them.
But
I have
then
some
the problem,
moral conundrums with this.
Yeah, Yosef's not really comfortable using magic on children and like that.
Just
Unless
playing. Let's
like the
just go.
bear's gonna charge him.
They're literally playing. Let's just go over and redirect them back towards the festival.
yeah, I think Sean is
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here. That let's
Then the
not
only other
overcomplicate
way.
it.
Then the only other way is to convince them to leave. If we don't want to put them to sleep forcefully, the only other way is to convince them to leave,
Yep.
which means Sean and Sir Raphanos should
You
go
could also-
talk to them.
You could steal their
We-
fireworks from them and get rid of them that way.
That's
we-
mean.
That is
We
my
can
listed
bully them.
alternate objective for this. Is you guys, if you prefer stealing the fireworks, you can do that.
Hey kids, meet Zalek. He is 10 feet by 10 feet. And he's gonna eat you unless you give us your fireworks.
That is an intimidation roll, which you are
No.
welcome to do.
No, I mean hyperbolic. I'm
I think
not
I would rather just use sleep on them at that point.
Yeah, I
So-
know, right?
I'm not sure Sir Raphanos would feel comfortable intimidating children. That would be one of those like Oathbreaker paladin things, if this was D&D, right?
Well, I mean, good thing Sir Raphanos isn't a champion. He's only a fighter.
Sir Raphanos
but-
only has morals when they suit him.
Yes. No, that's not. Sir Raphanos is very
She
dedicated.
agreed.
to
She
the
agreed.
show.
Fuck, I was taking a drink.
But yeah, Sir Raphanos will go up maybe with Sean and Zalek and be like, "Oh, hi." So,
Let's Pied Piper this shit. I'll do some music and try to lead them back towards the festival.
well, the problem is that we have to keep up with Sigrid, right? So like we have
Oh,
to
as long as-
convince the kids to leave on their own.
Well, as long as we have party members with her, we can always follow Ack once we lead them back. We don't have to
Okay,
stay with
Sean
them the whole
does have the
festival.
multicolored lights around, so
Mm.
Jericho, specifically for me and Zalek, how far ahead are these children from us?
at the moment, a couple hundred feet.
Okay, Zalek can't get that far away from me.
No, Zalek can only get 100 feet away from you. You would not be able to get them back to the festival proper unless you went as well.
Guys,
Okay.
we need someone that is charismatic and good with children. I am not. So I will stay back with Sigrid.
I literally play with the
Maybe
Fae on a
Striker.
regular basis.
Okay, so
So-
Sean and Sir Raphanos.
Yes, we're gonna go ahead. And Sir Raphanos is gonna open up with, "Oh, hello, children! I see that you're having lots of fun on this riverbank away from the
Are
festival."
you a knight?
Yes, indeed. I am Sir Raphanos of the House of, and he wants to go on his usual binge, but then he looks behind him and sees Sigrun slowly approaching, and he's like, "Yeah,
The bear
yes,
slowly wandering down the slope, menacingly.
He's the
I'm an-
squishiest knight. Look at his
I-
cheeks.
I'm a knight."
Can we squish you?
No. Well,
Yeah,
yes,
squish him.
yes, please feel free to squish me, but you have.
I'll
to
hold your
promise me
firework for you.
after you
No.
squish me.
These are
Did-
ours.
Do you see my friend Sean over here with his wonderful lute or whatever it is that he plays?
He doesn't look like a friend. He looks spiky.
No, he's a very good friend and he's very good at music. And there's about to be this big music festival back at the main festival.
Yeah, we came over here to get away from it. It's loud. People aren't
Well-
fun over there.
Tell them you have a quest. Tell them you have a quest and then send Xalik to be a dragon or some shit.
Oh, well, actually, yes. So, even if you don't like the music at the festival, Seraphinus isn't comfortable with. Seraphinus typically isn't comfortable with lying, but lying to children. I mean, everybody's okay lying to children.
Before
right?
you guys continue, can I real quick actually get a sense motive roll from Seraphinus and Sean?
Sure.
Seraphinus, I'm never letting you take the lead on this again.
It's not going well.
Sean, you would recognize here, these children look rambunctious. They look excitable. They're also children. You get the sense that trying to be nice and polite with them, trying to convince them normally, they're probably just going to ignore.
Hey kids,
So-
you want to help me with a fun prank?
You're fairly certain deception and intimidation are really only going to be the useful skills to try and convince the children here. Diplomacy
You
probably
become
won't
a
have an
giant
impact.
bug.
Well, I have I have an idea that
That's
I think
never a
they'll
good
like. The
thing.
rambunctious type. Hey kids, you want to help with a prank? Liven
What
up the
kind of
festival a
prank?
little bit. Well, I've got this really fun magic that makes you invisible. How'd you like to pull some pranks on some of the people in the festival? No one will know it's you.
That's actually genius.
Mhm.
And I do have invisible. I'm not lying. I will cast invisibility on them. I could do it 3 times for 3 kids.
Oh.
There's 3 kids.
I have a conundrum in my head that I think says something about me as a person that I'm currently fighting with. Go ahead and this does fall under pranking. Go ahead and give me. I'll let you choose either deception or diplomacy with a higher DC.
I'll do deception. Deception is only 1 lower
Sure.
than my diplomacy.
And I will
so-
say this can be public just for you.
Okay, thank you.
I would have laughed if you rolled poorly there. A couple of the kids let their fireworks drop from their hands and just sort of clamber around you. Yeah, turn us invisible. Let's make pranks.
You said a couple of them. What's the other one doing?
The other ones are like, well, you can turn us invisible, but then how are we going to play hide and seek with each other? That's cheating.
Well, it's not permanent. This is just for the pranking. After you're done with the pranks, you'll be back to normal, and then you can play
Oh.
hide and seek.
Then won't we get caught?
No, because by the time your invisibility wears off, they won't know it's you.
How long do we have?
Unless you're standing in the middle of the prank, which is just dumb. You're not dumb, are you?
They are. I'm not.
No, Sean's just kind of feeding their ego.
I know, that is literally what a child said in response. Pointed at the other kids and said, yeah, they're stupid.
But don't worry. If they want to get caught, you let them get caught.
Seraphinus, are you adding on to this in any way, or are you just leaving Sean to fully take care of it? The bear is approaching, and these kids will require a bit more convincing than a single successful check.
I know that diplomacy is a higher DC, but Seraphinus does not want to intimidate children, so he is going to use diplomacy to be like,
Time for moral, Seraphinus? Please.
oh, and the rest of you should go watch them pull off the prank. Yes? Go with your friends.
Wait, how many kids are there?
That's a great question.
I thought
There's a
it
mob
was
of
mentioned that
them.
there were 3.
A mob.
Oh.
A mob of children.
No, there's around 7 of them. It's a large group of them.
Is mob the scientific term for a group of children?
Yes.
Yes, because they're human.
No, sorry, not a mob, a menace.
A menace.
A
Of
menace of children. Yup.
Okay. Now, can I get a +2 circumstance bonus if I let them pinch my cheeks?
If you're willing to take some fire damage, because they're going to be doing it while holding their, burning fireworks in their hands.
I will accept it. I will allow the children to pinch my cheeks and play with my
And
radish
burn your
leaf.
face.
and burn my face and touch Stumpy if they want.
Guys, it's a festival of Desna, who's the goddess of dreams. Just, bunch all the kids together, bunch them up, and fast asleep on them.
Keros is really, really going for this sleep plan.
I am never letting you babysit my kids.
So,
Go ahead and take 8 points of fire damage, Sir Raphanus.
Okay.
And you may take a +2 circumstance bonus.
Oh, be careful with those. I'm gonna hero point that one.
Could I don't know if I'm allowed to do another check, but could I do another one to show them a fun trick?
So this was effectively Sir Raphanus's round 1 roll. Since you did your round 1 roll already, so give me 1 moment.
I gotcha.
So here's the thing. Diplomacy isn't supposed to work on these children because they just don't care.
Mhm.
They're not necessarily good sort at this point in time, at least. However, based off of the original DC for deception and intimidation, I did decide I would be nice, benevolent, and I would allow diplomacy at a higher DC. I took the base DC of 23 and made it very hard, just adding a +5 to the roll.
Ha ha.
Sir Raphanus, do you really want to test me?
No, I really don't.
I can play this game.
No.
Some of the ones, because I imagine, Sean, you will have to explain that you can only render 3 of them invisible. But you are able to convince some of the other ones to go along and watch, keep a lookout for the ones who are performing pranks. After that first round or so, there are still 2 or so children, though, who don't seem particularly interested in the process of going and pranking the adults in the festival. They seem really thrown off by the loud noises of it, and they seem to enjoy over here where it's a bit quieter. So there's still 2 children that will need a little bit more convincing.
Are we on round 2 then?
Yes.
All right. In that case, I don't know if this would be diplomacy or deception. Probably deception, because I'm trying to convince them to hand me their firework. But you said the fireworks are fire damage, right?
Yes.
Hey kids, you hand me your fireworks, I'll show you a really fun trick. And I'll go ahead and put my level 2s to 0 because I used invisibility.
Go ahead and give me a deception roll. Kids, you want to see a magic trick? Just get into my van. Hand me these fireworks.
Oh god damn it, that's awful.
I'm imagining them to go anywhere.
Reluctantly, the pair of children will hand you their fireworks, expecting a performance.
All right. I'm going to eat fire.
You're just gonna eat the fireworks.
I'm going to eat the fireworks and then show them, then belch the smoke. And I'm going to try to do I don't know if you want a performance check, but I'm going to try and make a shape with the smoke.
Oh, sure. If you want to give me a performance check for that, I'll allow it. That's kind of cool.
Awesome.
As the kids look really excited at first, see you just like swallow the fireworks whole.
Oh, that's almost a nat 20. I'm going to hero point that.
Go for it.
Oh, come on. Well, I get my hero point back. But...
You try and manifest a shape with the smoke that you belch out, but it just sort of comes out in a cloud. You fail to control its shape well enough, and while it holds for the briefest of moments, it quickly dissipates. The joy on the children's face from seeing you consume the fireworks and expecting a cool trick quickly falls. Wait, I thought we were getting them back.
Can I try to do a save, like a comedic performance, like I'm choking on the smoke?
Give us our fireworks back.
Hold on, one second.
It's back.
Try to hack up.
We paid for those. We used our allowances.
Oh, well, and
Give them money.
Yeah, Seraphinus is going to pull out a silver coin for
Gold.
a gold coin for each of them.
Each of them will take the coins in their hands, looking at them, eyes sparkling. Suckers! And they're gonna run away.
Oh my god!
Seraphinus,
that
we
was-
really gotta teach you about
that was
handling kids, but
That's why I usually eat them.
we spent enough time today.
I will
Thank-
fucking prey on the children so that I know where they are always, and later I can get the money back.
You're gonna try and
Not
steal money
going
from
there.
children?
No, I'm joking.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, that's not nearly as bad as what happened in my Thursday game towards a
Yeah.
child, so...
Oh no.
Well, halfway through the second night, we're going to go ahead and take our break for the day here. I do want to mention, just because it's funny, the written down failure for this complication, had you failed to convince the children to leave or take their fireworks, the exact wording is, horrified at the children's complete disregard for fire safety, Sigrid hurls a youngster into the river to extinguish their fireworks, causing the other children to scatter.
Okay.
Which would have been really funny.
Yeah.
And maybe
I
some
would
really
really
angry
agree.
parents.
Oh man, I was under the impression there would have been like a frickin' scene out of 300 or something.
There would have been deceased animals had you all failed to stop the dogs last night, because Sigrid would have taken out a few of them before the rest scattered. And there may be further complications that may result in deaths if you fail to overcome them, but with the fireworks, it just made me happy, made me laugh that the failure was just one of them gets yeeted into the water.
I do wonder though, how does a bear eat a child?
Just
Kind of
smack
sounds. It sounds ominously similar to maul a child.
Just pick up the scruff of the shirt and chuck some in.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, you
Just
said you've been
bats
to the
them away.
United States, right?
Yeah,
Have
Go on
you
your
seen a
break,
grizzly
everyone.
bear?
See you in a few minutes.
I do. Yeah, I have.
All right, then welcome back from break, everyone. You have successfully resolved the first complication of your second night here in the forest on Bear Watch, and thankfully did not have to watch a child get thrown into the forest, into the water to...
It would have made Bark giggle.
Would it have made Bark giggle if the child drowned?
Not as much,
Yes,
no.
it would have.
Not as much, she says.
Honestly, I think the child would have died because, like, how does it, again, like, the bear would just hit the child with a paw, I guess, and the child would die.
The bear knows how to backhand people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well, as the night continues at this point, the festival continues off in the distance before beginning to wind down into the annals of night as your charge continues to wander around her territory doing good old bear things. I'm going to once more, Barkpine, as the highest perception in the party, would you give me a perception roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys do have Sir Raphinus scouting. However, unfortunately this time, you aren't paying quite enough attention, or perhaps you were simply unlucky as you do not manage to gain any sort of advance warning for the second event that will happen tonight. As you hear Sigrid's stomach rumble with hunger, which is normal for a bear. Imagine Sigrid will go and do some hunting, and there's nothing particularly wrong with that, nothing to really keep yourselves on edge about, until you realize the food that Sigrid is heading towards. A deer. More specifically, a partially dressed deer carcass hanging from a tree branch. And you can see it just on the edge of a campsite that is currently being set up by a group of hunters.
I see no problem with this.
No, we should probably.
Oh.
Okay, there's probably no way we can get the bear to find some other prey. I'll go to the hunter's camp.
Well,
I
you've
get
got...
closer.
You theoretically... if you guys want me to give you options, I can, or if you want to come up with your own ideas, I am more than happy to let you do so as well.
My idea was very straightforward. I'll go up to the hunters and I'll buy the carcass of the deer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it would probably be the safest option, no? Wouldn't it? I buy the deer, assuming I have enough money to do it. I buy the deer, give the carcass to the bear, and then the hunters can just leave and find another deer to hunt. I mean, I'm not sure they will accept, but you know.
It
What do you
makes
think?
sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
So you're just making your way over to this camp on your own, ready and hoping to purchase this deer carcass from them?
Maybe Sir Raphanos to come with me, you know?
Probably just to make sure everybody except Sean, who can stay back to distract, so we have multiple people if something happens.
I'll go
Yeah,
up
mostly
front just in case you need anything I can do. Because I have no charisma.
Yeah, I'll go. Me and Zalik.
So the other thing you guys could do, if you're looking to not have to spend some money, you could always try sneaking forward and just stealing the carcass. That is something you could try.
Yes, but I mean, okay. I think here's why there's two reasons why I'd rather buy the carcass. Number one, these hunters were just doing their job, doing their thing, and it's absolutely unfair that this stupid bear now will steal the fruit of their labor. First of all, second, stealing the carcass would, there's a risk of failure, and we might endanger the hunters and the bear if we don't do it successfully. And I don't feel like, why would I steal from these hunters? They are just, working, you know?
Yeah, I'm not saying
I
you're
think you just
doing
have
the
some,
wrong
like,
thing.
good
I'm
stuff
just giving
there.
you an option.
Yeah, no, I was going through the option like with the others. Like, what do you guys think? I could sneak and try to get the carcass, but I'd rather buy it, honestly.
I'm
Sir
fine as long as
Raphanos-
you're willing to. As long as you're willing to shell out the gold, I'm fine with it.
Sir Raphanos would definitely prefer buying it because stealing is dishonorable.
Exactly. And these hunters have done nothing. They are just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then we can always ask Sigrid some money back or some discounts from her shop once this is done. Wink, wink. Yeah, so, okay, if everyone's in agreement, I think that's what I would try to do.
Okay. And,
I'll go
if
forward.
everything goes south, we always have the other option.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll go forward. Sir Raphanos, if you please could please accompany me, it would be an honor. So
Sir Raphanos will approach the hunters on Stumpy, doing his best to remain calm, but obviously, maybe a little bit haggard, and he's like, good evening, my friends. That's a mighty fine deer carcass. Tell me, would you be willing to sell that to me right now?
As you approach, your presence is alerted to these hunters, by their barking dogs. Barks that sound familiar.
Oh,
Perhaps
nice.
ones you heard last night. As the group of maybe 4 or so hunters kind of look over as you ride in, one of them, a relatively young-looking elven man, just kind of pops his head out of the tent he's setting up. Oh, it's you again. Good evening. What, you don't
Hello?
come around here for the same reason as last night, do you?
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you kind of have a thing for choosing the wrong place and the wrong time, mate. I'm really sorry about that.
Eris, what are you talking about? It's nothing. Nothing, I promise. You're not hoping to ask us to move camp, are you? Sorry, you said something about the... You don't want
No.
a deer. Please no.
Is there a reason you don't want us to...
Do you know how much effort
want
it
us
took
to-
us to get that?
Yes, I'm sure lots of effort that we will be commensurate for. We will compensate you fairly for the deer.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help you. I have literally
Yeah,
nothing to do with.
Yeah, I know, it's okay. Seraphinus is gonna, just add on. I mean, think of it, you don't have to find a buyer. You can just sell it to us, and you instantly get everything. Yes?
Well, we weren't going to sell it. We were going to use this to feed our families.
Oh, well, in that case, does anybody have rations on them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have some honey.
You can try and give them rations over a freshly hunted deer.
Yeah,
Well, rations and then money on top of it.
If you would like to use rations to sweeten your payment for this, at the moment with that natural 20, they will, because they're all listening, they'll sort of converse amongst themselves for a long moment, probably longer than you want, but eventually the young elven man will step forward. We talked it over. We come to an agreement. We'll sell it to you for 8 gold pieces.
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, and Seraphinus will hand over 8 gold pieces and along with the rations.
Oh, okay, you're giving them some food as well. How nice.
And
So they have
wait,
dinner
wait,
tonight now.
Yeah, so they at least have dinner tonight, and then...
I am there as well.
Yeah.
I also give them another 8 gold pieces.
Oh,
I'm like, you know what? Take this as well. And, for yesterday too. And if it happens something tomorrow, we paid in advance.
please don't tell us something's gonna happen tomorrow too.
This is what the extra 8 gold is for.
Mm.
Right?
All right. Thank
Just,
you.
there's this thing with the special bear now, and we are kind of...
Yeah, special bear.
Yeah, it's fine.
What are they
Just-
talking about? Special bear? What? It's
Don't worry about it.
nothing. Don't worry about it. We're getting 16 gold. It's gonna feed us for a long
Exactly.
time. At least one of the other hunters is looking at you pretty skeptically, but does not say anything.
Oh, I look at him and I look, oh, you can bite the coins. They're real gold.
It's not that I don't believe it's real gold. It's running into a group of folks 2 nights in a row claiming to be escorting a, what'd you say, special bear? I've seen a lot of things in my years, and something about you just...
It must be my black eyes, right? I understand.
Oh, is
Oh,
Bark
people.
Pine gonna turn into
Turn
a
into
bear?
the special bear.
Oh, here the special bear comes now. You can meet her.
I thought you were trying to get us to avoid the bear.
Well, right now she seems to want and come to say hello, so that you know that you can trust her, and we're just being good people. We're doing good things. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're doing this. This is dumb.
All three of the hunters, aside from the gruffer one who was a bit seemingly disbelieving, panic and run.
Oh no! She's a good. Oh,
Somebody came into my room, so I missed some stuff. What happened?
Barkpine turned into a bear.
Yeah, Barkpine turned into the special bear and caused a bunch of these people to run away. The last one, the sort of gruff one, remains. Oh. New hunters, and you're gonna bring a bear you were warning them about for 2 nights in a row now.
We were hoping we could just create an understanding between the 4 of you and the special bear we're escorting.
Well, special bear, what's your name? I see. And, what makes you so special?
Well, go ahead, tell them what makes you so special. Exactly that.
Interesting, right. And, one final question, if you don't mind. Just, why now? Why here? Why are you coming around us so frequently?
The bear just looks at him and I just go. And I start making motions, playing at the river, the animal, the carcass.
Right.
What she is attempting to say is that
I know what she's attempting to say. Do you think I'm stupid?
No, not at all. You seem like a very intelligent gentleman.
That's
Up in the
sarcasm.
distance. Yes, he does.
Yeah, I can tell. You think you're the only one who might be able to speak to animals in this forest?
Not at all.
Don't presume to translate for me then. If I don't ask for it.
Of course.
He'll turn and walk away. Just into the darkness, in the same direction as the people who ran away from their campsite. They don't have a fire going or anything, but just walks away. A couple moments later, Sigrid comes up and pulls the carcass down from the tree and just starts gnawing on it.
Well, they're gone.
Hey, Sigrid, that was fucking expensive, you know? Yeah, exactly.
Bears do not know the ways of capitalism.
Sigrid remains wholly distracted by the food.
I'll refocus while she's doing that.
Sure. Yeah, the rest of the night will pass, thankfully in peace. And that will bring us to the end of night 2. Only one night left, just a few more potential problems to overcome, hopefully none. Hopefully the third night goes well, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I said hopefully, not that it wouldn't happen. You don't have to ask
God damn
so
it.
disbelievingly of me. It's like you all assume I'm gonna throw problems at you.
Why would we ever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I give no reasons for you to ever think otherwise.
You're right.
I am a stand-up GM.
Absolutely.
Well, similarly to the previous day, morning passes once more as you all make your way back into town, find places to rest for the morning, and have a little bit of time in the afternoon before the third and final evening hits. If there are any preparations you would like to do in advance of what should hopefully
leave it up
be
on
the
the
final
shelf.
night.
Well, we dealt with children. We dealt with hunters twice. So I don't know what to prepare for. Maybe I'll buy some candies. Some more honey, actually. We didn't use it.
Buying more honey?
No. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is more honey, but we didn't use it, so I don't need to buy extra.
I see. If there's nothing anyone thinks they would like to or need to do, then we can just jump right into the third and final night.
Yes.
I got nothing. Oh, do we get a rest?
Yes, of course.
In that case, I don't need anything.
Sean needs to get all the second level spell slots back.
Sean needs his invisibilities in case there's more children.
Yeah. Prepare sleep. Make sure to prepare
Also,
sleep.
I want to add that I would have given the ones, the last 3 light spells I could cast, because I only use 2 of them, and I can have up to 5, I think.
4 lights is the max.
4 lights? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess I would have given 2 of them.
Which is fine because it was 3 of them going invisible, 2 of them going to watch, and the other 2 got scammed by you, and then scammed you in return.
Well, I didn't get scammed. He scammed Seraphinus.
Seraphinus got scammed by them in return. That's fair.
Yeah.
Look, we
I'm
got
more
them
wise.
out of the way of the bear. That's all that matters.
I still need to make you wise in the ways of mischief. Or Chupier.
That'll be why Sean disappears from the group for a while to write up a curriculum for Seraphinus.
Learn how to talk to children.
How to manipulate children.
How to not be gullible 101.
He goes back to his Bardic college and starts holding lessons.
College? I never went to college.
Yeah,
Sean
college,
learned this
college
naturally.
is a scam.
I'm a hick.
With a southern accent.
Don't y'all forget it.
I will say,
I'll give you a whooping.
during the afternoon, while you all are doing your final prep, there are very clearly rumors abound in this settlement by now of a ravenous bear in the forest at night.
Well, actually, that can help us.
Yeah, you definitely hear a lot of people giving warnings to one another. When you go to like buy basic supplies, they'll warn you about sightings of a bear at night and to avoid traveling the forest if you know what's good for you. It's better to be safe.
It should work to our advantage.
Now I expect a group of how do you say? A group of people that will want to hunt this bear down because it's too dangerous. Sounds
I was just
exactly
thinking
like
that.
the type of thing that might happen. So let's keep let's keep our eyes open tonight.
Sean, you asked yesterday for some Fae to keep an eye out for you, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's in the afternoon today that a few of the sprites come to report to you.
Ah, my friends.
Hey, Sean, good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing?
Always a pleasure. Better now that I see you.
Awesome. You're so good at that. We love the way you flatter us. Anyway, we got things. We got information. That's the word. Yeah. Yeah, words. Information to share with you. That's what. Yep. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
Yeah. So turns out some gremlins are recently moved into this area, we've noticed, and haven't caused any mayhem yet, but there's a couple of them that seem to be getting that itch for violence.
Oh boy. How bad we talking?
Well, the Nuglub's so bad.
Okay. Where are they?
I don't know exactly where. We've seen them about. None of us are following them. Probably should have sent someone to follow them, shouldn't we?
Hindsight and all that.
Well, we'll go see if we can. We'll go see if we can track them down.
Thank you.
Anything? Oh no, sorry. I guess we're not there.
And you would know off the bat, Sean, because you are a Fey friend. Nuglubs are a type of gremlin, but where most gremlins reserve their enjoyment for sabotage, Nuglubs specifically enjoy killing.
Oh shit.
Sounds like a bunch of very nice guys.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're gonna have some murder.
They're the types of problematic Fae in the forest. They like to spend long hours preparing ambushes, plotting the murders of sleeping people that they come across. They're not very technically inclined. They do enjoy building traps, but they more so find their enjoyment in life just from killing as opposed to sabotaging.
Well, that doesn't sound nice, to be honest.
And did they? I'm not sure if I'm still talking to them or not, but did they find any like where they're planning to strike, or just that they saw them moving around?
We've seen them moving around. We knew some gremlins moved into this part of the forest recently, but we try and avoid them. They're mean, so we never really paid too much attention to them. We've seen them moving about, but last night during the festival we saw a group of them. Maybe like close to a dozen or so, sort of inching closer to this area.
The festival?
Yeah.
Or where the festival was?
At this settlement was where the festival was being
Yeah, out of
held.
character is the festival more than one night, or
No.
is it just the one night?
No, the full moon cycle lasts for 3 total nights, but the actual festival was only the one night.
Okay. So they're just approaching the settlement. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, this might actually not be a bad thing to have her let loose, but yeah, don't want collateral though. So,
Well,
all right. Well,
we
if
keep
you
eyes out.
if you get any more word on where they are, at least where they're planning to head, let us know. In the meantime, we'll keep watching the settlement.
Yeah, we'll do so. We'll keep you apprised.
And I'll give. How many are there that reported?
Just 2 sprites came to you.
Okay. I'll give each of them a gold piece.
What are we gonna do with this?
Eat
You
it.
know better.
I forgot
Sean.
your currency. I forgot your currency is better.
Yeah.
I thought they might like it because it's shiny.
Well, okay, it is shiny, but like there's people stick attached to it. It's gross.
Oh, people. Okay, people stick. I was.
Yeah. What's that face stamped on it? What's the point of that?
You give this to a human person, you can trick them into doing something for you.
It has that much power over them?
Oh yes.
Gimme!
Money!
And being told that, they will gleefully take the gold coin each and flit back off into the woods. Potentially motivated to work even harder now.
It's all about the perspective.
Congratulations, you have brought capitalism to the Fae.
Yeah.
I read that book. It
I
didn't
hope
turn
you're
out well.
proud.
I've encouraged bad habits in children, and I've brought capitalism to the Fae. I'm on a roll.
Sean is ensuring his legacy is remembered. All right.
Hey, maybe that'll be my book. How to trick people and influence.
Right.
How to make stuff up and influence people.
Anyone else have any final preparations? Sean, are you sharing that information with the group or keeping it to yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely sharing that.
Sure.
There are a bunch of Fae murder hobos on the way to the city. Or the town, whatever you call this place.
All
Here's
right,
a
well-
venture party coming?
No, a bunch of a murderous Fae.
Oh. Well,
They
we
could
better
be an
take care of
adventuring
that.
party.
Mm-hmm.
An entirely Fae group where everyone picked the same race.
Everyone plays a sprite. God, that'd be awful. I might scream if a group of people sat down at my table and said that.
That'd be cute, though.
I mean, I'd be up for it.
No. Stop it.
Jericho, why do you do this to yourself?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm distinctly saying not to do this.
You would? Okay, I will.
Y'all can deal with the repercussions. I'm gonna be gone.
Anyway. Final preparations? Are we good to hop into the night?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okey-doke. Then, assuming Seraphinus is still scouting, Bark Pine, give me that perception check. Oof. That's rough, buddy. Thankfully, a critical failure does not reduce the amount of rounds you have to react to something.
Oh, that's good.
Thankfully. However, you're not going to have extra rounds to react to the first problem of the night, as... I mean, you'll probably consider this a problem on your own, Bark. Down by the water, closer to the settlement, sort of... You're not sure if Sigrid overheard you talking to the group about the murderous Fae or not, but she does seem to be remaining much closer to the settlement tonight than she has the last 2 nights. And midway into the night, you guys are down by the river once more. There's a number of sort of seasonal fishing cabins along the water's edge. And by a grouping of them, you can see that it seems that whoever has been staying at these cabins have been dumping their waste and garbage into the water. You can see rotten food scraps, tangled fishing lines, other less than savory items all kind of floating in the river near the shore.
Do we have some spell like that can help us redirect or reinforce the water current to clean up quickly?
I don't have
Well, look,
anything.
a stronger current would just send this mess further downstream.
Yeah.
Which,
so that
sure, that would get it out of the way of the bear, but...
it is my problem.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, how much garbage is there?
That's true also.
A pretty decent amount.
But, oh, okay.
I don't have,
How
like,
much?
an exact cubic amount of...
Yeah.
There's
Of course.
5 cubic feet of trash.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just, how wide is the river? Do you have something for that?
Half a moment, please.
If you don't, it's fine.
While we
I mean, the river is close to 5 miles wide.
5 miles wide.
holy crap.
If we're using the foundry measurement properly, then yeah.
I mean, like, how wide is the Mississippi?
Like, it's not that the trash is completely across the river, it's mostly by the houses.
Yeah. No, we were just surprised how wide the river
It's
is.
very
Yeah.
wide.
5 miles?
7 kilometers.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
right?
no, yeah.
Oh,
the
yes, let's get the
Mississippi-
measurement numbers back in this.
The Mississippi, its widest point is 11
shit.
miles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
like 5 miles is sort of the widest point of the main Selin River.
Yeah.
Okay. All the offshoots are much less wide, but the primary river itself is pretty damn wide.
Does anybody have a swim speed or a way to give themselves a swim speed?
I could give
Is it on the
Zalik
other
a
side of the
swim speed.
river?
No, that's on your guys' side of the river.
Oh. Is this more like on the shore?
It is in the water, sort of. Like, imagine if the fishing cabins are sort of on platforms that overhang the water, so they're partially on shore, and then there are supports going down into the river for the part that sits over the water. And it's sort of like there's a deck around it that it looks like they've just been kind of dumping trash off the deck into the river's edge. So it's all sort of in the shallows of the river at the moment.
Okay.
It is not something, I will say this, that you will be able to fully clean up, most likely no matter what, by the time Sigrid arrives. But if there is at least a active cleanup underway by the time Sigrid arrives, that would hopefully be enough to show that it is going well. So whether you guys want to solely do it on your own, or if you want to try and wake up the people in these houses and convince/force them to help you with this, those are certainly things that can be done.
If I cast command, would that force people to do it?
That would definitely help your roll, to be sure.
Get your ass up and do it!
Yeah, you could absolutely use magic to try and force
I
them to assist.
I have reserves about using on children, not adults.
Yeah.
The worst type of adults, too. Litterers.
Yeah.
Seraphinus will go and go to the houses, bang on the door, and be like, "Wake up, Park Ranger! You have littered. You need to pick up your litter."
Park Ranger Raffinus.
Seriously.
We got a game warden over here.
It's Ranger Raffinus.
Ranger Raffinus.
The front door opens, and one of the children from last night is like blearily rubbing sleep from their eye. Oh, it's... Oh. Let me shut the door.
No! And Seraphinus will stick the butt of his spear in and be like, "I need you to wake up your parents right now.
Ma, there's a little kid trying to break in!
I am a Warden of Wildwood. I have authority. Respect my authority."
That's not going to happen.
A minute or so later, as you were... I mean, you could force the door open. It's an actual child trying to force it shut on you, so...
I'm not trying to be violent. I'm just making sure the door doesn't
Yeah,
close.
just keeping your foot in the door. This child's parent comes out into the hallway and sort of opens the door further and looks down at you. It's the middle of the night. What do you want?
You have littered. You need to clean up your litter. My supervisor is on the way. She is going to kick my ass if she sees all this litter, and then she's going to kick your ass. You need to help me clean up this
I'm
litter.
sorry.
Don't make me call the manager.
The supervisor is coming right now. Do you want to get your ass kicked by my supervisor? I don't.
That's why we have doors. She'll try and shut the door on you.
No! Can I just roll intimidation?
Yeah, if you want to roll intimidation at this point, you absolutely
Yeah!
Get out there and clean up that litter!
can. Suddenly seeming a lot more imposing out of nowhere, almost looking larger than life Raffinus, she will be taken aback by this. Okay, let me just put my shoes on. Come on, let's go clean up.
Good.
So you've gotten the people in one of the 3 cabins up and active here. What's everyone else doing? You guys have 2 total rounds here. You're gonna want.
I'm gonna wake everyone the hell up.
Yeah, Yosef will go up to the next one and start banging on the door.
Okay.
I'll
Wait,
just
I
start
need to check
work
something real
cleaning
quick.
up because I
Sure.
can't do much.
What skill is required to?
Cleaning up, there's a lot of options. Acrobatics, athletics, nature, survival, any of those would work.
Nature.
I'll go athletics.
Sure.
I will go nature.
And Sean and Yosef, the 2 of you are each trying to wake up the 2 remaining houses.
Well, I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna start
use
playing
that
as loud as I can to wake everyone up at the same time.
Waking them up is one thing. Getting them to actually help is something else entirely.
Okay, I'll go to one of
So
the houses.
you can definitely wake them up, but to convince them to help, that's what's mostly requires a roll.
Okay.
Are you attempting to command them? Are you going to use magic?
Only if they're being difficult.
Of course they are. At first, you're waking them up. You woke them up by playing music in the middle of the night. This is absolutely the house that went, who the hell is playing their pipes at 2 in the morning? They're crotchety, to say the least. So
It reminds me of
Leonard
that.
Leonard.
It reminds me of that one meme where it's like, what time is it? Hang on, I'll find out. It starts playing a song.
plays the tuba.
Tyler Bear comes in. It's 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
See, that's what time it is.
So I mean, they're crotchety, but it's like an understandable crotchety. It's the being woken up in the middle of the night by a strange person and being told to clean your shit up right then. So you can just try and convince them normally. If you wanted to use magic to just make it easier on yourself, you're more than welcome to.
How, you know what? Sure.
Okay. Your DC is going to be slightly reduced, Sean, for whatever your role is, diplomacy, deception, or intimidation. And same goes for you, Sean, Yosef, that role. And if you have any magic that you would like to use to help as well, you're more than welcome to.
How long does this last for? Like all these awesome
I'm gonna
spells that
hero
would probably
point.
only last a minute.
As long as you get them started, who cares?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Sigrid
cast
is showing up in 2 rounds.
I'm gonna cast Evolution Surge and make Zalik large.
To assist with the intimidation?
Yeah, Zalik's gonna be right behind me licking his chops.
Okay. I can see that, yeah. I'll lower your DC slightly for that.
Okay, and then it's intimidation.
And
Here we go. Come on. Oh, I'm re-rolling that.
that was a success, but okay.
Nice.
Y'all have gotten comfortable with just re-rolling without even letting me say if it's a success or not.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, by the way,
I saw you rolled a nat 1 and hero pointed it into a 17.
which is still a failure, is it?
It is, yes. So you get the hero point back for that. Bark, I saw you re-roll. Stop with the nat 20s tonight, people. What the fuck? Holy
I
shit.
haven't gotten any.
It's nice.
Sean, I never expect you to roll a nat 20. I know your luck.
We really care about the
With
forest.
your servers anyway. My other campaign, I get lots.
Yeah.
We really care about the forest and the trees and the river, you know. We're
Okay.
really good park rangers.
Yeah. Doing your best. I will not require the second round. You guys did a great job of getting everyone up and out of bed and helping out on the river yourselves, even if you fell into the water, Kavros. But by the time Sigrid arrives, seeing this large group of people focused on cleaning up, all of the trash from the river, she'll sort of and sort of her rumph. You can pretty clearly see her nod to herself before she begins wandering off. Actually, no, she doesn't directly wander off. She helps with the cleanup.
Okay.
Oh,
She will.
What kind of bear is she?
Yes.
Skyrim bear, got it.
She is, I think, a grizzly bear. Yeah, grizzly bear. She a bear.
Most bears are bears.
Berry.
Bears are bear.
So as you all are, attempting to clean up the water, the bear will sort of wade into the deeper areas of the water and start pushing the trash you all can't quite reach towards you for you to pull out of the water. And you all spend the better part of an hour or two cleaning up the river. Oh, everyone is very on edge by the fact that there is a bear helping them.
I am still flapping my arms around aimlessly in the water.
That's the manager.
Exactly. I'm coordinating.
I see what you mean when you said the supervisor would be angry.
Yeah. So angry.
Mm-hmm.
As you all are doing this, Sean, can you give me a perception check, please?
My spell wears off and they're pissed.
It did already, but they were more so, less so pissed and more afraid of the bear helping them get trash out of the water. So, their fury is tempered by the bear.
The fury of the bird.
Sean.
Oh.
Your bad rolls came in at the worst possible time.
I can't use a hero point, can I?
Nope! So, unfortunately, you will not be warned in advance here
Oh, it's the murder hobo Fae.
until you all hear a scream ring out from the forest. Do I have a good scream sound effect? I don't think so, but I have cheering. Let's go with that. There's your scream, everyone.
I mean, I have a scream if you want to hear it.
No, I really don't. But I do have werebear rage as a sound effect, which I think is perfect for this. As hearing this scream, Sigrid's head is going to perk up and immediately begin dashing for the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Just jumping out of the water and rushing.
I'll also be.
I'll follow suit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going for my fastest form of a deer to get 60 feet movement. So I can get there as fast as I can.
Absolutely.
I'll haste myself.
Okay. I need to actually know what everyone's movement speed is here, because realistically, you all are fast enough. You'll probably arrive before Sigrid.
25 feet.
Oh, never mind.
25.
Oh. So
40.
you're hasting yourself, Sean, as well. So that changes the math a bit.
Stumpy is only 20 feet, but the important thing is he ignores difficult
Right, there's no difficult terrain for him, so he's sort of keeping up with the rest of the group without issue. Bark is by far the fastest, since Bark will kind of be ignoring difficult terrain as a deer as well. You guys are losing a bit of time as you cast these spells as well. I think... Sean, there is a leaving button in Foundry. How dare you? Let's see. I am going to need from Yosef, from Stumpy, and I think I'm going to ask for it from Sean as well. Either a acrobatics, athletics, or fortitude save to try and keep up with Sigrid easily.
Said athletics, acrobatics, or fortitude save?
Yes.
I'm going to do a fortitude save.
Kevros and... Actually, Kevros, can I get that from you as well? I know your speed is higher, but you do not ignore difficult terrain. So...
Sure. Yeah.
It is solely bark, that is. Sean, there is the stepping away button in Foundry. How could you do that?
I actually looked for it. I don't see the door right now.
It's
I
not
don't
a
know
door
where it
anymore.
is.
It's a little coffee cup icon.
Oh, that's
It
why.
changed.
May I ask if
I did look for it. I did look for it that time. I just didn't know that
Your
changed
DC
it.
for this is 28.
okay.
We need to roll for something?
Yeah, to try and keep up. So either acrobatics, athletics, or fortitude save. Bark, because Bark is effectively ignoring difficult terrain and super fast, I'm counting as a crit success for you, Bark.
Okay.
That is a crit success for Kevros, a regular success for Stumpy and Yosef. Sean, your DC is 28. I don't know if you wish to hero point that or not.
Do I get a bonus because I'm hasted or a lower DC?
Your DC is actually slightly lower. You're looking for DC 20... We'll say 25 for you. You're hasted, but it is difficult terrain for you. Oof.
Darn it.
Get your hero point back, thankfully. Unfortunately, though, you are not going to arrive until the beginning of round 2, Sean.
Okay.
However, those of you who got a crit success, so Kevros and Bark, both of you are going to get a +2 circumstance bonus to your initiative roll here, as we pop over to a map here where there are people running and screaming, dogs barking and fleeing, as what look to be a bunch of tiny little monsters, small creatures, but with 3 glowing blue eyes and massive fangs in their mouth, are attacking everything and anything and everything here.
By the way, so you said that the bonus we're getting is circumstance?
Yes, it is. So if you've already got a circumstance bonus, unfortunately they will not stack. You'll just take whichever is higher.
Yeah, exactly that one. But the other thing is... Okay, I don't know, because technically I have this thing here, but I don't know if I can apply it to the guys who arrive later.
You can give, yeah, you can still give Scouts warning to everyone.
Okay, so it will do nothing for me and...
And Bark, but everyone else will get that effect.
But the others will get something. Cool.
Sean, I will add one to your roll.
Thank you.
Initiative. By the way, do we roll perception for this initiative?
Yes.
Or
actually, no. I should have specified. I would like you to roll whatever roll you used. So, whether that's... I guess you can't really use a fortitude save for initiative, unfortunately. So either athletics or acrobatics for initiative.
Yeah. Cool.
Sean, would that have changed your modifier in any meaningful way? Actually, I'll just let you re-roll, Sean.
So I...
Just change it to acrobatics or athletics and re-roll, Sean.
I have to do acrobatics because I have no athletics.
That is a shame.
I forgot to add the 1. Damn.
Nah, no worries. Don't mind my...
I actually rolled better with
I got scared when I saw those dice.
Yeah, this is why I prefer hide chat initiative. Which thankfully looks to have been updated, so I need to make sure I turn that back on. Yosef, could you roll initiative, please? Yosef?
Yes.
Could you roll initiative, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did.
You might have just rolled perception. All right. So again, Sean, you are going to arrive at the top of turn 2, unfortunately. So you will not be doing anything this first round. Bark Pine, as all of you rush over and see these There's supposed to be one fewer of these little goobers. 8 little fey creatures running around and attacking people. You're up first. Gesundheit.
How many actions does it take to lose untamed form? I can't find it.
Does it say you can dismiss it? It should, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Dismiss is 1 action to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. Untamed form itself, I don't believe, says you can dismiss, but saying you can dismiss is written in the rules for pest and animal form, so you can absolutely use a single action, just drop the effect.
1, 2, 3.
Yay, haste. And then Isabeau's free action. Funny thing I have to remind myself of, you do not get the hasted action on the turn you cast haste. Because it gives you the extra action when you regain actions at the top of your turn.
Okay.
It's something I've had to force remind myself of recently. Alright, Yosef, that brings us to you.
Okay. So, are there people intermixed with these little gremlin ships?
Yeah, I'm not putting tokens for them on the board because
so fireballing would not be a good idea.
I mean, if they're not alive to tell anyone,
Fireballing would not be.
they're already getting attacked by the Fae. You can just say they bled out.
Right. Okay. So Yosef's gonna move right there. Zalik's going to move right there. And then he's going to move time to right there. And he's gonna try to take a bite out of this one.
Alright. Zalik didn't want to go into flanking position with Isabeau.
Actually, hold on a minute. I think I'm missing something. Oh, I'm gonna. It's gonna be 2 actions for Zalik to move.
Yeah.
Damn it. He's gonna use Beast Charge. This.
Okay. So that'll give
And
you
yeah,
a circumstance bonus because you're moving it all in a straight line.
Yeah, let's see. Yep. Beast Charge on the jaws.
Oh, that looks like a hit to me. Points of damage. All right, chomping into this fey creature as Zalik goes rushing forwards.
That will end my turn.
You should have 1 action left since Beast Charge is 2 moves and a strike and only 2 actions. You've only taken 1 stride. You've got 1 action left.
Okay, well then.
Good old summoners.
I know, right? I'll
We love
cast,
action economy.
Reinforce Eidolon.
Sure.
There we go.
All right. That is going to bring us to the first of these Nuglubs, as they are called. And, yeah, I think it is going to... It's going to go ahead and run over here with 1 move action and attempt to bite Isabeau, which will miss, and we'll go for 1 more just cuz. This one's gonna hit. Unfortunately, doesn't deal a ton of damage here, only 5 points of piercing. And Sean, skipping your first turn, that is going to bring us to the injured Nuglub, who is going to come rushing around over here. Does Zalik have a reactive strike, Yosef?
He does.
If you would like to take that, you're more than welcome to.
Yes, he would.
Oh,
Technically, that is not a crit, since that would have been when he left the space and you would not be flanking. I'm very sorry.
Alright.
A 28 is just a regular hit against these things. Ooh.
Oh, low on the
Ouch.
dot.
Only 7 damage. It is going to... It is flanking Isabeau, so it is going to go for the bite on Isabeau with its first action.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
No.
And
Come on.
I hate to tell you, it has sneak attack.
No!
Woof.
So, oh, but a very low roll. That's only going to be 14 damage to Isabeau.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is going to attempt to grab Isabeau, though, with its last action. Ah! I see. Never mind.
It's not trained in athletics.
Yes, these fall under the creatures that Paizo forgot to give athletics to when they changed the rules on monster grapples. Thank you, Paizo.
Yes.
Very good. Instead, we'll just follow it up with a claw strike on Yosef here, which is going to hit you for a modest 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
We got one more before Kevros is up. This one is going to come running over here, flanking Zalik. However, it is not going to bite Zalik. No. It is going to cast Shocking Grasp on Zalik. Because we like a good old electric zap. I'm so sorry.
Jeez.
Get some D12s in there.
So, this damage is... I'm going to need you to hit double damage on Zalik here, because spell damage is not doubled in Foundry. So you'll take 34 electricity damage.
Woof.
Not you. Oh, it is on you, never mind. Zalik will also begin taking persistent electricity damage.
Maybe best to put that on Yosef, since Salik doesn't really have...
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on Zalik just so we can keep track, because both creatures can succumb to persistent damage.
Yeah, that's...
They'll just take whichever is higher. So it should roll from Zalik, it just won't automatically apply to you, Yosef. You'll have to manually hit the damage on yourself.
Okay.
Trying to figure out why it has a -1 on that persistent damage. It's dealing 1d4 +1 -1, which feels really weird. But, oh well. I'm not gonna question it.
Well, Shocking Grasp isn't supposed to have a bonus, to my knowledge. It's just supposed to be flat D roll.
Right, which is why I'm confused.
Zalik currently has resistance to all damage, equal to a certain value from Reinforce Eidolon.
Oh. Well, that shouldn't change the, that shouldn't apply the level damage. So, that was, what, a 3rd rank spell? So you should make sure you heal 3 from that, Yosef. Because the resistance to damage will not be applied when you take it.
Okay, so I'll just add 3 hit points.
Yeah.
Got
Kevros, you're up. What you got for us?
Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. I am going to move over here. There's no real room for me to... Well, I could go here, but actually I'm not. I will go here to, next to that guy.
Remember, when you're measuring, you can just hit space and it'll move you to the end of it.
Yeah.
When you move from this space to this space, this Snuggleup is going to react.
Sure.
And it's going to try and kneecap you.
Okay.
So it is going to make an acrobatics check to try and knock you prone.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't try to flank with the bird up here.
This was against your reflex DC, which does fail, so you are not knocked prone by it.
So I step over his little legs and then move over here, target this guy. I use quick draw to draw my second sword and strike with it automatically. This is the first strike, so I just attack.
Very nice.
27, yeah. So damage. And does the... Okay. I don't know
9
if it
points of
counts,
slashing.
but my weapon is cold iron.
It does matter.
Okay.
So, being Fey, they are weak to cold iron, and so they do take a little bit of extra damage from your blade.
Great. Is still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think
Then
11
I
damage was
will-
going to be enough to kill it?
Sure. Then I'm going to use twin takedown. And oh no, it must be my hunted prey. Sorry. So,
Yes.
no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to attack again with my cold iron sword because of all the things. I have only -4 to the secondary attack. Let's go. Okay.
Unfortunately, a 16 will not hit.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry to
So
say.
that's it.
All right. That'll bring us to Sigrid's turn. You have to remember what the bear can do. The bear can charge to right over here, and the bear doesn't even need to get that close. But the bear is going to bite this Nuglub. Good old bear things.
So much fun to say, Nuglub.
It's a very fun word, Nuglub. Dealing 15 damage, and is just going to try one more time on the jaws. Ooh, no dice.
I mean, the
Alright.
dice are right there.
Got 2 more Nuglubs, and then Seraphinus, you are up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What is good positioning here to set up some flanking? I think we'll just move to there with one action. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and attempt to... We'll cast Shocking Grasp on you, Kevros.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which will miss, unfortunately. Ooh, with a very low roll.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for its turn. We've got one more coming in. This one is going to come moving on over to here with one action, and we're going to see if it goes after Isabeau or the bear. It's attacking Sigrid. It is not going to use a spell. It is just going to go for the bite into the claw. Bite misses. And the claw nat 1's like a loser. Alright, Seraphinus, go get him.
Charge! Okay, I'm gonna spend... Oh, wait, no. I can actually get over here in one. Okay. Stumpy will use his one action to get over here.
He was able to get there in 20 feet.
Yeah.
You sure?
Oh, okay. No, okay. Seraphinus spends... Oh, wait, no. I just
You can get to there
Cavalier's
in
charge.
20.
No,
Oh, Cavalier's Charge. There you go.
Sorry, I
You have to
haven't been
command
in
him to do
combat
that.
with... Yeah. Well, because he's a mount, I get to do... I don't have to roll for it, so...
No, I'm just saying you have to use a command and animal action. It's not just
Yes.
Stumpy's free action.
Yeah.
But it lets you make your attack as well
Mm-hmm. With the +1 circumstance.
with that
bonus.
+1 circumstance bonus. Oh!
Charge!
Yeah! Seraphinus with the crits!
Okay.
Oh, and a beautiful roll. 42 points of damage.
Hell
They've
yeah.
got slightly more than that in health. But they will
cool.
become clumsy. Make it even easier to take them down.
Hey, yeah, let's see if I can get this kill.
I believe.
Hey!
That sounds like a hit. Beautiful. Nine points of damage. That's going to be more than enough. And the first of these Nuglubs will fall under your spear. Unfortunately, we've got a few more to go here before we pivot back to Bark and Yosef.
There's so many of them.
We got one way down here at the bottom. It sees you, Sir Raphinus. It is going to spend 2 move actions to come on up here and grab you. And
Try me.
does I want to attack you or Stumpy is the question. Stumpy. Would you mind making Stumpy easy for me to target? Thank you. We'll go ahead and bite the tree.
Okay.
For a modest 7 points of piercing. We got another Nuglub coming running on up. Let's see. Where does this one want to go? We'd really like to get flanking on someone, so Seraphinus is actually going to go to right where you are.
Okay.
If, like, into that square. To here. Do either you or Kevros have a reactive strike that you could use as it comes running through? I don't believe so, but...
I have a reactive strike.
You do!
Yes,
Because I'm a fighter.
Oh,
Yep.
right, you're a fighter. Well, if you would have liked to attack it, you're more than welcome to. A 22 hits.
Okay.
For a beautiful 16 damage. Alright. Let's see, who does it want to attack? You or Stumpy? Stumpy!
Stumpy.
We're killing that tree.
Stumpy, my valiant steed.
We're gonna bite the tree. We're gonna fail to bite the tree. Alright. One last of these little losers, and we are back to you, Bark. What does this last one want to do? Most of the flanking lanes seem to have been taken, which is a shame. So,
Like
this
frickin'
one's just gonna come running on up to here, I think. And it is going to bite at... Or not bite, it is going to cast its spell on Zalik as well. One more Shocking Grasp. For the road home. This one's gonna miss, though. Because of Reinforced Eidolon. Look at that. Beautiful. Bark, we are back to you.
Okay.
All right, Bark, you got this.
Mm-hmm. Let's get my claws out.
All right.
Then it's 1, 2.
Oh. 16 is not going to be enough. But hero pointing it into a 20 will be.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Look at that.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Let's see.
All right, you've got your hasted action left, and Isabeau has their free action left.
Yep. Claw again. Miss. And then... what is... And Isabel gets it. A critical hit.
Hey!
Yeah, Isabeau.
Beautiful.
Good job, Isabeau.
And a really solid damage roll.
Oh my goodness.
26 points of damage. The two of you combined dealing right about the amount of damage Seraphinus did with a single crit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yosef, that will bring us to you.
Okay, how do I select target two creatures?
You hold shift
Oh shit.
while you target.
Okay, thank you.
I got an idea for you, Yosef.
What?
Drop a fireball right here.
No.
Coward.
On those two.
The one's closest to you.
Yeah, this one
All right.
and this one.
Well, the one closest to you is going to roll a 30.
Oh, nice.
The one further away, though, is going to roll a 31. 18 and a 19 on the dice, respectively.
Nice. All right. Well, here we go.
Half damage to the both of them. Only 4 points of damage. Unfortunately,
Ugh.
had the one on the left saved, it would not have lived. Is all I will say.
All right.
C'est
Well,
la vie.
Zalik's gonna nom this one between him and Yosef.
Sure. Hey! There you go. that is a flanking crit. And that will be more than enough damage that the second of these will collapse to the ground deceased.
Okay, and then I will recast Reinforce Eidolon.
Sure.
Alright, now... Oh, it's... Damn it, it's gonna leave.
There you go. Now, the persistent electricity doesn't get rolled on its own, unfortunately, so... it's only 3 damage. Funny enough, though, because of Reinforce Eidolon, you'll take none of that.
Okay, and then what's the save for it?
It's just a flat check, DC 15. I can put it in chat for you if you would like.
Yes, please.
Here's a button for you.
Yay.
No. Denied! Alright. Seeing these guys start to die, that is no bueno. That's going to bring us to this little nuglub right here. What doth it wish to do? A good question indeed. Well, it is flanking Sigrid. I think it's just going to unleash some attacks on her. Critting her with a bite.
Liz, no.
For not good damage, unfortunately. Only 20
Why are you
points.
alone?
We'll go with 2 more bites, just cuz.
Holy.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna kill that bear. Ooh, 24 damage on the second bite. And you want to see me do it again? No. I tried.
No.
I really did try.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Does Sigurd have the animal trait?
At the moment,
She is a bear.
I don't believe so, but let me check. I mean, she's in an animal shape. I have to remind myself on where creature rules.
I'm not sure how where creature rules will heal animal.
Yeah. I would allow it, because they are fully in an animal shape, not their hybrid shape right now.
Mhm.
So I believe they count as having an animal trait. I'll check it between sessions, but for now I'll say yes. Sean, you arrive in time. Or is this where Sean decides it's not his problem anymore and leaves?
Oh no, he's definitely helping.
Alright, fair enough.
He summons an army of Fae to at his back. No, I'm just kidding.
He goes and calls for help.
He gets the good Fae. All right. Okay. Let's keep it simple. I'm gonna shoot him. Just pick up a rock and launch it at his head.
Which one's getting shot? The one on the right? Sounds
What?
good. Are you within 30 feet?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Exactly 30.
And a 21 hits. Oh my god, that
damage roll, too.
Sean.
Almost as much as a crit.
23 points of damage is going to hurt real bad.
And miss me, motherfuckers. All right. Then we're going to lingering composition.
Mhm.
Try to anyway.
I believe a 25 is a regular success for you.
Okay.
So everyone
And then
can
everyone
grab.
can.
Yeah, everyone's within 60 feet.
Nice.
Everyone grab your lingering composition, courageous anthem.
Everybody gets a composition.
That includes you, Seraphinus.
Yes.
Get your spell effect.
I'm getting it.
Good. Good. We have one Nuglub, and Kevros, you are on deck. We got this little goofball right here. We are flanking Isabeau right now, so we're not going to bother moving around or anything. We are just going for the strikes. Let's go for that bite. Not a crit, thankfully, but a regular hit. Ooh, missed that crit by 1. What a shame.
No, I think it was great.
Only 9 points of damage to Isabeau, not you. I mean, if you want to take 9 damage as well, it's just like mental damage from seeing your bird get injured. I won't stop you.
No, he's used to it. That's why I have heal animal.
Well, that's why we got 2 more strikes, one of which is going to miss, and we'll go with claws for the last strike. Take advantage of that good old agile effect.
Mhm.
And it's a good thing we did. Oh, low damage though, only 7. Well, that's a shame. Kevros, you're up.
There we go. So from where I am, I move here.
Okay.
Attack is because he's the one that looks worst for wear. So I attack that guy.
That's a hit.
Okay, so I do damage.
15 points of damage is
And
more than
it's
enough to
all
kill
iron?
that one. Yep, that's calculated automatically.
So after that, I do target this guy down here, the one below. Actually, no, the one below or in front of Sigrid, and I use my hunt prey on.
Sure.
There we go.
Absolutely.
And I'm done. That's it.
All right. That is going to bring us to Sigrid's turn. Sigrid is intelligent enough as a bear to want to get some flanking here. Let's see which one Sigrid is going to go after, though. Sigrid is just going to come down into the front of this tent and go ahead and make some strikes against the Nuglub you just hunted. Starting with her jaws. A nat 1, unfortunately, is not going to do anything. Funny enough, it's not a crit fail because a 18 while flanking with Isabeau would be an exact hit. So it's just a regular miss. But one more strike with the jaws. All right, then.
There you go.
Most of all the crits this combat.
I know. To be fair, these enemies are level 3. There's just a lot of them. And 30 points of damage will be exactly enough to take down this Nuglub and leave half of them remaining alive.
Okay, cool.
Seraphinus, that brings us to you.
I am gonna go ahead and Cavalier's Charge over here.
If you are moving away, that is going to trigger 2 reactions from the Nuglubs.
Sure, I'll
Alright.
take it.
If I could target Stumpy, please, since Stumpy is the one moving. They're just both going to try and trip Stumpy. They're going to try and kneecap you. What is Stumpy's
We're gonna
reflex
try
DC?
Say again?
Reflex DC for Stumpy?
23.
23. The first one's going to fail. The second one is unfortunately going to nat 20.
Oof.
Which, effectively, Stumpy will get to here and be knocked prone.
Okay. He takes...
Doesn't take any damage. This is not a trip.
doesn't take any?
Nope.
Oh.
This is just an ability to knock prone.
Okay. In that case, I guess Sir Raphanus falls prone too, doesn't he?
I believe so.
Mount rules!
Yeah, mount rules when your mount falls prone are really weird. I don't believe it's really specified.
Okay.
So I'll leave it up to you. You can effectively remain on Stumpy and you will be counted as prone as well. I would also say, I like to use it as a way, you can dismount yourself and land prone in any space sort of surrounding the direction Stumpy was traveling, if you would like.
Can I make a reflex save to try and land upright?
Normally I would say yes, however I'm going to give the benefit for the nat 20 here and say no.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, then I guess I'll land over here.
It's not really the direction Stumpy was going, but sure.
Oh,
I'm fine
yeah.
with it.
makes sense as Seraphinus kind of tumbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be weird if he tumbles in the direction Stumpy came from.
So since Cavalier's Charge was 2 actions, I only have 1. I'm prone, but I'm gonna make an attack anyways.
Sure.
Just because.
And that's a hit either way.
Okay.
Fighter's too good. 18 points of damage. Goodness gracious.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Stumpy doesn't get another action.
Okay. There's 3 Nuglubs that get to go before anyone else. They are all going to... Seraphinus, this is the one that is going to go first. Would you like to reactive strike it? I believe you have reach on your lance. When you're not mounted.
Yes. Well, hold on. Who else is... Yeah, because the other ones probably aren't going to move, so...
That's another hit.
Okay.
Woo.
Fighter's good. One must imagine the marshal happy.
How are you not happy right now? Interesting thing about Nuglubs and their sneak attack. Their sneak attack die is much higher if they're attacking a prone creature.
Oh no.
So they are all going to converge on you, Seraphinus.
Oh no.
And focus you down. So first strike from this one is going to miss. The second strike is also going to miss. Thankfully, it's the fighter that got knocked prone, so you're fine. The heavily injured Nuglub from Sean is going to come over here. That will not trigger Zalik's reaction, since it is just moving into Zalik's influence, but is going to focus on attacking Seraphinus down. Give me a good roll game. This is, if there's any time for a nat 20, now is it. Now's when I'm rolling below 10, though. What a tragedy. Game, don't let it go like this. Would Zalik like to react to strike this one as it moves?
Yes.
Go for it. Stop it! I'm the one
No.
supposed to be critting right now.
That disrupts the movement action.
It does
correct?
not. You only disrupt
Only
manipulate
if you-
actions.
Huh.
It's only if you have stand still that works. Or a stance from fighter.
The vast majority of reactive strikes in the game only interrupt and manipulate actions. So it will move just fine. The other forbidden tech is if you have crit specialization to knock prone. That's the real tragedy. Seraphinus, I hope you are ready to get bit. Ah! Success! I've done it. I'm getting to roll d10s instead of d6s on this sneak attack. Is 16 damage to you.
Okay.
And I've got one more bite. One nat 20 to rule them all.
Nope.
And instead on nat 2. There's a 2 on it. It's just missing the 0. Alright. I imagine you guys can get these kills before we in this next round. So we'll do one more round of combat here. Bark Pine, bring us home. Get a kill.
Oh, and now you have haste also.
Well, yup,
Oh,
there they
yeah.
go.
I forgot I should also have haste on right now.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered. But still.
You would have had like a move action if you wanted it. 22 damage. Stop!
Yeah!
Yeah.
I've
Knock it
heard that
off.
noise so many times. I've heard that noise so many times during this combat alone. Like
That
more than
is
my, like,
one
5
dead
games.
Nuglub. You and Isabeau each have one action left, or you could command Isabeau and give her 2.
Yep. Give it in or 2.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, baby!
Oh my goodness.
This is a record of crits.
Fighting a
Monster
mob of
version.
low-level enemies is just pure dopamine. Alright, well, Isabeau doesn't get to make 3 actions there. What are you doing?
Oh right. What move and attack? Yeah.
Well, anyway, Yosef, that's going to bring us to you as Bark takes down your two closest
All right,
threats.
well, oh, that's the measuring tool. Zalik is moving right there.
Sure. If you're going to be moving there, this Nuglub is going to try and trip you when Zalik moves from this space to this space.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is Zalik's reflex DC?
It is 22.
22.
I just did my hasted action from last
Yeah,
turn.
I saw. Fails by 1, so Zalik gets to finish their move just fine.
Alright, and then Yosef is going to cast Boost Eidolon on...
Boost! Boost.
And then Zalik is going to chomp this guy with his jaws.
Alright. When will it end?
That noise.
Yeah,
that's
got
good
more
lord.
crit.
I moved all these enemies to surround Seraphinus, hoping to crit Seraphinus, but I'm the one getting crit instead.
There's been more crits than there have been regular hits and misses combined.
And then
That's,
Zalik will use the last action to go right there.
Sounds good. Alright, Sean, that's going to bring us to you. Can you take down the final one?
It's my turn to get a crit despite the typical.
Yeah, do it.
Well, unfortunately, you're not going to get flanking at all here.
I'm going to hero point.
And that's the Sean we know and love.
Yep.
A very
no
good
swish
roll.
sound.
Not a crit, though. Just a good old regular hit and some solid damage.
And even though the rolls, well, actually I've been rolling decently too,
Yeah.
but even though the attack rolls aren't stellar, the damage rolls have been really good in my favor. So
Would you like to run forward and hit with your thorns one time in this campaign, Sean?
yes, I would, because I still have my hasted action.
Yes, you do.
You see, well, actually, I'm not going to narrate it until I actually confirm a hit. Would this be
Would have map,
plus-
yes.
map? Okay, well that's gonna be the deciding factor here because I do not have a good to hit.
You got
Hey, you got a +6, you're flanking. That sounds like a hit to me.
There we go.
Five points of damage. Unfortunately, Sean is not enough to kill. But
Have
is
him
enough to
attack
get a
me.
hit.
Have him attack me on his turn.
I don't think he's going to get a turn, considering Kevros, Sigrid, and Seraphinus all get to go before it.
Ah,
So, Kevros, would you like to go finalize the fight?
Hopefully. Is there any flanking position from
At
here?
the moment, no, unfortunately.
No.
Well,
you see Sean's
I am-
knuckles form like brass knuckles, but with thorns as he punches them.
Would you call them grass knuckles?
Oh yeah.
I am on point today.
so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna target this guy. I'm not gonna waste time with hand prey or
And
anything.
just get
I'll
the kill.
I'll just strike with the sword. Oh, there we go.
And we'll end it off with one final crit.
And it critical damage.
For good measure.
30. Nice.
Yeah. Easily slaughtering these 8 Nuglubs as they are attacking this campground of hunters who were just trying to rest easily for the night. That, as the final one of these falls to the ground deceased before you, is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
All right.
So,
Thank
thank you
you,
all so much for
thank you.
playing.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. Before we end, could I do one thing with the party?
I suppose. I will allow it.
Because this is his last session, I at least want to give you something to lead off of for next week. John's actually gonna look around, seeing. Basically, from his journey with the party, he's noticing that the Fae have been a lot more dangerous than usual. Like, there's always going to be like the occasional dangerous Fae, but he's seeing more and more with the twig jacks and now these things and stuff. He's like, this is getting out of hand. I don't know what's going on that's whipping these Fae into a frenzy, if it's ass pickle or whatever his name is stirring them up, or what's going on. But look around and turn to the party like, I can't let this continue, guys. I'm sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to part ways here. These Fae have been, something's whipping them up into a frenzy, and I can't keep continue with these other problems until this one is solved.
Yeah.
I will be sad to see you go, Sir Sean, but I believe in you and your ability, and I believe that you will be able to find the source and handle it. May we meet again at some point.
I'm sure we will, man.
I also step forward, put out my hand and shake. I've met you just a few days ago, but I do have to admit, I quite like the music. So hopefully it's not the last time I hear of it.
Oh, these woods echo. I'm sure you'll hear a tune or two.
Yosef will now just say, take care now. And then realizing he did Sean's accent, just be like, fuck!
It's dog contagious, ain't it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Jericho.
Thank you all for playing.
Jericho,
Sean, thank you for playing with the game up until now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you for having. Thanks for having me.
Jericho, can I give Sean a send-off from the server with a soundbite?
Oh God.
Yes.
You're gonna regret this.
I am, but whatever.
I mean, Jericho probably knows where this is coming from. Okay, Sean. This one's for you.
Skulls for the skull throne! Blood for the blood god!
Wow, you cut it off early. Disgraceful.
Off the keyboard.
Have a good one, everyone. I will see you next week. Some of you I'll see in an hour and a half.
See you soon, Mr. Jericho.